available for you. All right, thank you very much. You watching Kerr Fatou live, and we are broadcasting live from the Independent Electoral Commission. Of course, this is a special coverage of the Gambia's election today. As you know, so many Gambians, of course, have went out to vote today, and Kerr Fatou reporters were on the ground. That includes, of course, member caring and Sue radio reporters. They will be joining us live here to discuss about the process in the Gambia. I am Buba Gajigo. Of course, joining me will be Lamin Cham. Lamin Cham is the chief and, of course, editor-in-chief of the Standard newspaper, and of course, Esa Njai. Esa is a lecturer at the University of the Gambia. And I am Buba Gajigo. Of course, I'm so excited today because I have voted, I believe, for the second time. So we're going to take you through our journalists who were on the ground. Lamin Fatou was in Combo. He's also a Kerr Fatou journalist. He covered around Mandinari, Lamen, and other places. Of course, we'll get the reactions from those people and how it went there. We'll bring you everything. And also we had our own Landing Cisse was in Banjul, where he, of course, covered the president, that is, of course, Adam Barrow, is voting, and Asa Fall, who is an independent candidate. We'll also bring you the reactions from there. And, of course, another reporter, Ramatulai Jao, also went with Halifa Salah of PDOIS. He also was in Serekunda. He also voted there. Myself, I was in, of course, Pipeline today, and I went with the United Democratic Party leader, that is lawyer Usainu Dabo, to see how he voted. Of course, we'll bring you some of these reactions from our different, of course, reporters here. As I mentioned earlier, my name is Buba Gajigo, and we are going to take you through a continuous election coverage here at the Independent Electoral Commission, and then we are starting now to tomorrow, Sunday. There will be no stop if God wills, as I said earlier. Mbadingol ngal tintukal jaybake mobe Kerr Fatou jube kanyin tembe na drong ba fulale mbe Independent Electoral Commission dula mi alon ko carte fo be keri ne Gambia banko kan jambi aliyalon ne mba mo jamal fintitale jin carte fo to pour ka carte fo ke Gambia banko kan jang andung tadlalen ne very soon pour nga jibe kolu tata je nyaadile. Of course, Lamin Fatou mbala of course coverage natilale nga lonne atebe num kombole kono lamen mandinari lamen fangoto kata fo busumbala abenu jele pour ka kolitandi molla dafa kundingo. Of course ning honorable Usainu Dabo tataleno datala kodado pipeline de kata fo sabina to lami alon ko ay carte fay ko to Landing Cisse. Of course ade fanam benum Banjul le ka president otat of course ala carte fay ka nati mole aning. Of course Esa Fall nga our financial our money our ate member caring reporter mi alon ko ate fana mumolti mi alon ko mbasoro la jang Ramatulai Jao muno da reporter mi alon ko be doko wala Kerr Fatou le mbe reactional nati dale nte Buba Gajigo ning Lamin Cham Esa Njai Lamin Cham mu kibatala balti Gambia banko kan janganda be doko la damen walem Standard newspaper datele ka editing ke gaale nin kum editor ko natele mu la ke balti je walem ka safirol kun song mi alon ko la kibatala la kata. And of course mbe Esa Njai fanan sorolale Esa Njai mi alon ko atemu lecturalty University of the Gambia mbate fanan sorolale nyato demanding programme or bari janni wo mbe mol mbe reactional sorolale mi alon ko mol na reportal mi alon ko wolle be nun ground auto yemin soro. But first, of course we have to say we had a report here from That is William. That is, of course, we know. I think everyone who's in the Gambia and you are involved in politics, you know Abdul Wiland. Abdul Wiland is someone who joined the United Democratic Party, but he later, of course, Samba went back, or he later joined again the National People's Party, that is the President's Party. He was here at the Independent Electoral Commission a few minutes ago, and his complaint was his people are having difficulties in voting, and then the complaint is some of the marbles are big, and then they are having some difficulties. But we'll have those reactions later on this program. If our technicians are ready, we are going to take you through Mandinari, Lamen, and also in Busumbala, where Lamin Fati was, and Lamin Fati was in Mandinari and Busumbala, and of course in Lamen. But that is if our journalists are, of course, that is if our technicians are ready, then we can go with that video of Lamin Fati. I guess they are not ready. Mbokk yi di leen wax ne Kerr Fatou ngeen nekk di seetaan jamono jii nii rek ñu ngi live si Independent Electoral Commission foo xam ne tey léegi tey xam naa ñu commencé pour compter carte yi xam naa ne nag suñ ko commencé rek nañ link ñu won leen everything loo xam ne mu ngi happen right now waaye suñ reporter yi ñu ngi yoon si ground bi pour xool lan moo nekk di xew waaye comme nu ma ko waxee rek si soose ak angale am nañ suñu reporters yi yoo xam ne demoon nañ si different places pour ñu cover man suma boppa maa ngi yoon pipeline and United Democratic Party seen party leader bi from there of course Lamin Fati tamit mu ngi nekkoon in Lament te mu nekkoon tamit in Mandinari and also in Busumbala moom tamit mu ngi fa woon so nañ jël those reactions comme ni ma ko waxee rek amoon nañ fi Abdou Wilane si gannaaw ko xam ne ñëw na complain mu ne gars yi NPP dañ am difficulties pour vote am nañ interview ak moom dañ ko play soobe yàlla si kanam tuuti but first we are going to Mandinari, Lamen and Busumbala to see exactly what was happening there. Our reporter Lamin Fati was there. We go there and come back. Assalamu alaikum mbadi wol ngali kantang ngali bismillah drong mo wayno ko wati Kerr Fatou jibe bi ala long December tilinano wolon kate fawti wolon gamme don be funde bi kata kate o fay bi long Kerr Fatou funde kata man kata mo nyenka kate fawbe nyaadile nyaadile bla metem momento don falale moyndadin sate kono funde ndang mo jam funde mande kana kate o fay bla metem momento don hansa en kate fayo man commencer mande sate ko jam fodo anal badi malon Lamin Fati anen nakame malo min kata uman ndawti.
Salaamaaleykum Fa.
Waaleykum
Korsan.
salaam.
Todi Madu.
Lamin Sane.
Ni pantara round be ñaadi. Round be ñaadi.
Round de yembatandi jande kandu ko Sane. Sane be jannale birin so manda birin tol bota subato do nata jang. Basiru woto jan. Nata dore ko Sane nyanta nala janna koti. Sai nata mita ina ndete kare fayne. Nte Lamin Sane.
Ka defal.
Ko bata warta molbul. Abatale warta molbul. Ite be lorin jam biri ite subasal doron tol bota jama to doron nata jang. Ite na jang yana si ite ko sain sam carte fawsi dal am nyanta raw so le iya ne bondu wote ko nyanta tala raw tala jana woni nyata fama nyi ite si biri suba ite bota subatu ina te lo ta jang ibe da men to ina fay bo to ita raw ta ko ma jana woni nyata kebal ni la hajo soto no iko ngabanko dada banko man dada no anyanta kreten ha
Salaamaaleykum Todi Madu.
Waalaikum assalam dum Boubacar Ndiaye la de.
Ngete round jang round ñaadi aru yekata fe ñaadi te mawde.
Alhamdulillah na ala tento bi mfudata the famous December 4 la membe kela menketa election date Gambia jam mon findita a nyama mon nata juna fana mo be preparing pour kela nyanto di banko luway mendi la pour kanang ka carte fay katto mon droke masakela membe lola in the next 5 years. Alhamdulillah a nyafa warta bake molla finto ni so mandala ton auto nyeng abetiata bake.
Todi Madu me.
Fatou Mane.
Ay yekata fay ko man pada ko so.
Ha?
Ay yekata fay ko man pada ko so jang.
Ani man bata ko so tan fulan ka say na bunko. Ha, ala baraka ba.
Ala mbadul han sa non kayim boda mayndaren sate kono sa empele lamen sate kono lami anan ko no school lamen ka kate fawoto bale modo be mi anan ko sa nyin kan na Todi Madu.
Aja umi.
Aja ngaje yekata fay lamen sate ko jang ko man pada ko so jang.
Ani man bata ko so jang. Foka ala tento do alhamdulillah rabbil alamin. Ngasi madu adom na kero mi ala mala kenye. Ala mala nsa wo kenye. Ala makola ka kero fati. Bangola kero nyato ala mala kenye. La mi fati nkontanta bak nse wota. Ngakata mansa kunda mbesiri. Ngabonije. Kadi ko be asita fon sa intema. Ay min be fo man klinke. Mam fenje musul batata. Musul ngay beta. Ni tra ban yoptal. La rantije. Boitije. Mase mambete. Fembuka soto. Kodi te kere. Fon fenigi bas nabi. Ha akolata. Ala mala sona do. Ala mala sona. Abaka.
Todi Madu.
Nato jamme.
Nato afale kate fay lamen sate kono. Ko man ko la ko so jang.
Ani man ko la ko so ke. Nata nga fay kara anin kara mbita alma jamano alma sumayal. Alma solo kairol. Bar ku killing fon la da jaw ya de wente ko samar kan gina kar sabar ndema duli no do. Dun poto dal si moi. Mano mbugo nka poto suman. Wen jakal nke fata yaje mbe furiyal. Fentembu. Mbole jakalo ko. Duli no nyina kar sabata amalla ne ka haram yata je ko sulan dolo. Fon da jaw ya te nyanda ma ko to bak. Ah, brava. Ono msisi nole ndina kato fela bari ngaju be ndabanku diya. Nata nga fay alma banko sumayala alman sola kayrola ba mano da suguro da tulo da ngina kar sabatu du no kat nda kono dolor
mbadolu ngal konton ko ke fanan kabim bota lamen sate kono filale banyu ning procession to la mi anon o kake la school minto banyu ning school metem bo minto no fele banyu ning school to so ko ko non nga je fanji be je be nyaadi de assalamu alaykum Todi Madu.
Yes, Mamadou El Jallo.
Ngaje kadro fay ko le mambada ko so ja.
But I'll go because we are here since 6 a.m. in the morning. But Alhamdulillah, at the end I voted. Alhamdulillah. And
Last start jam.
it was after 8. After 8 we started, yeah. Yep.
Tuli madu.
Nte Abdoulaye SK Sawan.
Ko sa officer ti jang. Banyunding ha. Okay. Kabang sumanda ala commencer ko lan mang bada ko so jang abe ko be da nyadi.
No, so far mambata kusura jam because ntengal la janne I make sure that before police start I do all preparation. Start it we start the work. Yeah, and fortunately all my staff they were able to be here. They were here as early as 6:30. So we did all the process before 8 o'clock.
Round siara kali mulman na kapale ko ala tere alman tere ko lan mudo fan so.
No, IEC they are very very organized because they make sure that every station we have assistant polling who directs the voters where to vote because as you can see we have so many polling station here. So at the moment we don't face that difficulty. Yeah, of course the turnout is promising at the moment. Yes.
Mbadon kabim botale banyenu satel kono mpelale yunum primary school miyano ko kate felal felam bijane sa fuda je ngi fana nyinen ka kabin sona jang kuliman ko ya kusho jang todi madu
ndo to ngor sañane de
tala yunum jang ngaje ko kate fay kabina somna kabin ko liman bada kusho jang
alhamdulillah rabbil alamin alhamdulillah ngam sa tala tentu ngamo pour gana ka karre fay wala na wulta suba nga suba ndala wulta ngam ku ndala nga suba sali ko la na jan direct wala dan kada mo folol mi lan koy karre fay kada ngana ko dem banko diwul ñan tolom pour ka karre fay nga fay alhamdulillah rabbil alamin
dina karre fay ya ñadi
mari masa talla wala masodi wala mi bo wi nte ya fay mi ngalon ala ya lon kila along ni lafta nga foy ni ma lafi nga foy but ala ya lon kila along mi bo win alma kayro kala na banko ka alman tankala setanola alma kayra bakal na banko ka mi mun ngani yori kayro o damma wala ngani yori
na tori madu
nte Fatou len Fatou Boja
nga tera round jang ko liman ko la kurso
man ko ya kusoro mbe rango kambe mba fay ka nga nyamale doma kilin mba fay ka nga nyam tanati ja
todi madu
nde ansumana drame
asmana après nga tala yundum jang ina da kate fo jang kabina da jang ko liman ko la kurso jang
no kola ko ma soto because it's very good and I was even surprised because nga tono bo min tara jang kabiri ngam fon lon carte fay wala nena ma mol jamil turn up to wanyama 7 o'clock ya tara fon mol ka wori be carte fay no la nyaadi because mo be siaring so definitely surprised and I'm very happy pour mol turn up to nyamin to fight their rights because ila rad mila cartel so and happy to la ba kala pour ngam mol je pour ila rad ni emphasize wala mila carte kesod
todi madu
Aisa
kabina da jang ko liman ko la kurso jang
nga kol ya ko so jana because line kabrin so man abijang still now man tara wokka the mayor ngana alu nyanda kata musol yalo nyanda kata tabiro but still now the line man tara wokka hando man
ko jala lo kata jang
abukata iga still ilo tal for how many 2 hours you are standing for sidu still now the line man tara wokka
todi madu
Alhaji Cissé
alhaji ngata yundum jang ina da kate fo jang jundum la tonato be nyaadi
so far alhamdulillah tonato bidata bake ya fo nyami mol ya expect nyami abitaka wala nyama IEC min fanan fo wolbe ke ka nyama wala rasobanda juno e carte fay be nyilaren ko ab continuer fana nyama fo janni wato imbe banna alhamdulillah
ton ko so jang nyo so jang plan ko man so jang
so far nyo saba man so jang ya mol ya understand la fa ka nyami abitaka wala nyama so alhamdulillah nyo saba man ko fol
mbadu nga konton ko de fanan kay mbadale yundum nata busum bara jande fada school police station bay jang ajento nyaari jang safo jang remonta jang rombe dam jang batale molbe complain kan ko la ko bi jande jang rom organize jambe te momito don don so pramo de ngeni ka buna ka jang rom organize to di madu
walaikum salam de to mala bi sirle de
ala ya pre ngata busum bara jang bar ngaje ko wala jang remonta jang ko be jang seri kami so wonda bi jang mun nono
yo nda bi jana birin 6:30 somanda nara ba ko be mixir na sainten because nyaaji be jening siwol wala dama be mixir na sainten ko be mixir so ngamin dane rek karre fo ka kairo kono rek ye ba sainten ko mixir but we think before 5 we need to be ready before 5 inshallah
laadu la ngata ko jiba organizing ne balen fata busumba fala school jang bala nga manta jambe organizing malo mun wono jang
well busumbala biring voter card registration of Finida lubato mobe tata water with their large numbers but was mobe ko koronto ne pour ka ta juna pour que voter card ta juna you know, you say before me in the area la. So if I need the area la, at the stop la from creator, you know, if voters card you don't go again. So if you rostale, Busumbala Lubato, be that voters card will be there large numbers. So that Najang is the highest voters card place in Busumbala right now. Yes.
Yes. Thank you very much. Of course, that was our reporter Lamin Fati there in the Lamin Mandinari, of course in Lamin also, and of course Busumbala IHS. To be reminded that you're watching Kerr Fatou live, and we are broadcasting live from the Independent Electoral Commission. I am Buba Gajigo. Now joining me is Lamin Fati, who was the journalist on the ground. And of course, he'll be talking to us about the things that he's been seeing on the ground in Lamin Mandinari and Lamin itself, and of course in Busumbala. Lamin Fati, ifolota muntole anang yemuni jeje.
Baraka bake Buba Gajigo, namo na jibila ni kakimat ko ito mo ito. Kung yapo niya ito, suba juno ito tanong wala wala tanong may sa ato koral, ina kana mo dauti. Baraka ko naman sa ato kono na kana madung traje ko ronto. Tamo man IEC madubra ko man school of fondo kana nang go start. What are the parents who na start past 7 because the IEC would have later on manana. But more sa kan kana kato fay for liken alfa ni musul defu na man sa kana kato fay. But ko da ko mi ana ko asu di man. Do mi ana ko neta ko do man di ko do fati le ba dati na. So bodo campaign ko ko na je ko do man di. Ron ko la ko mi ana ko man sa ko so
yeah, Nico Wolem the problem with the matter because not dol jele be complain kang about ila rangola a jahaseta nyameng nathara ya long ni nyininka iko mune was sabo because ni nata dula jamal to ila rangol it was fine dol bije rang sabale ka taraje boda be ka tarata kan very smoothly mune rango jahase nathara ye nyininka
buwa mune rango jahase bagi ni do nyininka comme ko ni de ko manage ne ko ita manage mo fo fati beten mo so do ram bije ka tije kana lo ram bagi mo ram beten ko tamin aisa do ram bije ko ram beten ka so de ko mo en nata adon mo dana ni be manage ita manage dara mo ita anyama bo lo ko ko ya do bije mo ta kilen do bije ne ko kada ko ke mo nya bale akaminda je ko la ko man da yo ko la ko yo ko ram do ana aman sta na minna bale ko la ko bije mi ana ko nam mi mi ana ko man ta kada je da mo fa kada rangola Kenya
all right. So, but apart from that, did you see any other thing? Me alonko problem olem je. Did you see any other thing? All right. Nathra, of course, inning agent sol diameter. Of course, Jigira Lamin Fati Bala, my coaching the demanding from Bafra Molbi, ko Lamin Fati at Leben Fair right now. Battle Sotokang Jang Kerr Fatou live, Mbale Independent Electoral Commission, Dlami Alon Kombe, Electoral Kuanatilale, Cabo Sign, Nakarafo Sama Somanda, Kolbe Natiale, Yantakela Yamenka, Kolbe Natiale, Wonyama, Science Tenting. Of course, Jikita Konga Murundinang, Natra in pulling agent solo, our presiding officer, Natra in diamuta foi any kola ko so to le mi alon ko ila do ko reje All right. All right, Lafari, I'm afraid that ila Michael Manna, we have to cut you short there. Of course, for technician Jube, just to be reminded that you're watching Kerr Fatou live, and then the next video will be Abdul Wiland, who is complaining about some of the I don't know whether you can describe it as malpractices that were happening on the ground. They are not happy with some of the things that are happening on the ground right now, and Abdul Wiland and of course another man who accompanied him here at the Independent Electoral Commission were at the door, but they were not allowed to enter. But I was able to interview them, and then we will bring the video later to hear from them. Well, we've already got and the complaint is from Abdul Wiland. I don't know whether we can attribute it to the National People's Party, but he spoke as a supporter of the National People's Party. That and what he's saying is they are not happy with some of the marbles are big, and then some of their voters are saying they couldn't vote. These are some of the complaints that they are doing, and then they came to the Independent Electoral. And another drama that happened at the Makati Square today is the president was talking to the Independent Electoral Commission chairman, that is Ali Momanjai, and also journalists. We are not allowed to witness that conversation at this moment in time. And today is, of course, election, so we'll also have that reaction, because our reporter Landing Cisse was there. Lamin Fati finally jandin be bulala pulling again sol ke nyinin kanu wala. Well, if I'm focusing about ila do ko to je fo ko la ko so to je or everything went smooth.
President limi down to manden sade kono buba e man ko la ko fonye kabina to don e boso bele yale ya shili nyalale mol plan nata kende ka fon ke la ke nyanto dila ke do ko dila kabin ka boje e man ko la ko soto e man problem ko soto yamete momento kabinda la men sade fon kono la men babilon je fana ngamuta je kende ka fon fonni ke musonni muske bal ni alfal e bebi je men rakate fayna bal ni mo damata je man ko la kusodo mo pada kusodo ramba nyamale mo bi danga volcan e ka funti ne vota don e ngoke bulo e funtina kay mbodo je fana dara banyunu sade fana kono banyundi fana ngarno mo taje buba nyindang nstafo nyindang like wa mo funde kat buba
kaminda findita le wara war funding kel findita je wa
buba ndefo subastale kabinga funding ke je ronto funding ke kewni funding ke musolni alfal fambo ronto ente fon jahal bake e be funde kan kana kato fay je fana la fitar of biye amako ko la kusodo je ramba nyamale mo mon fufu ka foy ko ndeto man kete ndo kete je be ramba nyani ne be mane eta mane so je man ko la kusodo je kay mbor je ndara yundum fana je fana tap wa hada badum la je fana ramba nyamale ko la kusodo je ni nga mo nyenka ko jang mashallah man ko la kusodo jang ko abugaron ko mala do biye ka fitire rama jam fo pale ko la ko masodo je kay mbor je fana tara busum bala fana busum bala buwa je ngota nyo sabala way or fan isom isu soto jele because mo jam bije mon song ramuta according li abnyadi de so ni mi ko eta man be ko song so do be mo la fena ka fos ka dum kondo but je fan nga jeta fon kele kande ka fon ani alfa li miano ko be ranto miano kada ka do fay nga do fon tay do fon ngata wala atya loje e ko ajata bi hela je kate ba fay
that's interesting
yeah. So kay mo je fan tara fa do fana that was our last point right. But je fana buwa nga mitra fa do buwa ay ndi la bake gameno nyina funde kande ka fon kada ka to fay fonni ke jamala bija anin alfal do bija ngata ko wole konto lo jere bon e ko bi bagnol la bija bi kaddo fela so ko la ko makula ko sodo je ay si do ko la bije e man ko la ko sodo je e man pada ko sodo je ngod la round de buba kamintara e man ko la ko sodo je.
All right, thank you very much. Lamin Fati, did you have anything to yefen sotol mi alon ko men nyinin kala andu yaje lafta ka fo natra ya soro isa fono mo le jandi be bulala
buwa fanal ndela dula minto ndela ida ngadula ma man ko la kujiji ngamin traje don lanon ko traje molbe kate fe la nyama ay si dokula mbije man ko la ko soto je comporter ngai debbo sode mo man ko bendi mo la kayten la ko ine be keden ja ko mol min kam ko mero min ko nyako ala tri mon amama no do amantu do so ngana ko mane ko nango do ko na woro la buwa man ko la ko soto je
ay no ngajele mol bala no mbanyini ka nga jikitele ko yebe
bala fujjande manu mbata bala min tala mba final la ngano
bare ba final thank you very much walem na reporter di Lamin Fati mi alon ko atele tata no of course samba mandinari kada fo lamen tata farato fanan kada fo busumbala pour ka jibe ko mi alon ko lekara je of course ko kolea ko le man sodo je na man ke line la jaselti anin kontongol mol mi alon ko mam pare ka wo rango muta jema fangola wolem koti mi alon ko aketa in farato busumbala kara fo lamen anin mandinari ma fangola ngatintuka je bakela do ko la mi alon ko ay wala ke man ani complain sort of political party dolto fo political party killing mi alon ko adiamuta andongela supportale mi alon ko e ga commandi Abdou Wilane la Abdou Wilane fotata nun janne komanto min keta momo Abdou Wilane long mole mi alon ko anene kafuta United Democratic Party la ba anatata ka kafu National People's Party la compile no minti wala nyindi ko ila mole reporto dile ko itol akamtale ko ila keso e kami use pour ka carte o fay keta kuliti mi alon ka kete ko ya ku balti pour ya use pour ka dundi boxo nyin kono anata wala complain IEC bari security ma bula pour ay dun kono to abenum bantale ni journalist le kacha soto ni defana kacha soto jele of course sam nim video pare roki be ning video ni sitano le Abdou Wilane ite mu molti mi alon ko mo chamali lom protiko dole mune me la complain oti ngajele na fo IEC jang ebe complain kam bulata what exactly happened
man I'm a personal complaint dama am a general complaint the general complaint is ne dañ gis yena polling stations yo xamne nit ñangi duga wara sani karta suñ jëlé tokun bi du dé hit ci pax bi lolu neku complain Abdou Wilane lolu complain concern Gambian si yep la because every Gambian dafa am right pour duga si police station so far amna a voters card mu vote to the party of his or her choice so suñ la joxe sa toku na hejut ñu inform IEC ñun sax dañ fogg ne IEC waruñ wona mëna def façon yoyu because waron nañu verify every box pour hold the size of token wala ñu def box mu reuy reuy bo xamne no matter the size of token dafa mëna duga wa duñ
lan moy sa evidence
am nañ ko in Serekunda Plaza Cinema
yow sa bopa la aussi sen gaay
ñun bu suñ ñu fa nekk ñoo ñu inform and ñoo nañ sport gis ne it's something very real am nañ ko in Serekunda West this time is the box of Halifa Sallah am nañ information from Tanje as well IEC sax this man was at Plaza Arima Manja himself was at Plaza ne they will find a solution to that am nañ ko at marché ngalaw as well ñu na luñ gis mooy every voter boo xam ne jox nañ la token war sa token war naa duga te ñoom dañ leen ñoom ñoo defar boxes dañ am enough fond kon waruñoo xaar ba tey nit ñi di war a saani ñuy wax ne dañ am problème yi pour seen token yi mun a pénétrer box bi lu ñoo laaj Aliou Momar Njie mooy what is the cost lan moo waral loolu any other thing
is it that yen gaay yo nek di wax ni dañ saniwut carte wala lu xew
dem nañ ba dugal ba jël bañ leen jox seen tokens waaye token bi
understand na already munta duga what happened next jox nañ gaay another token dugal nañ ko wala dafa dug
leen waré joxat an other token remember every polling station dañ day wax ne these are the number of registered voters yu fa wara sani for example suñ ne 786 man ma jël dem dugal dugut nga jël bobu ci man jox ma benen pour ma dugal then -1 amna if the whole token is 786 man suma boss munta duga nga jël ko jox ma benen te ya
bara nga ne dañ am extra yo xamne dañ ko dé bay
fofu extra man Yuma Sport tay talinding bim ñëwé mu ne extra 12 dama ko wax ne atit so that ñu mëna xam di accumulate tokens with them kon su fekkee ne 12 nit duga ne ñu am that same problem kon 12 yoy mëna ko replace what if it is more than 12 nak
but did you have any case bo xamne koku munta sani be mu ñibi leven bi herbe munta duga ci bir did you have that case
of course lolo tax ñu make this noise lolo tax ñu ngi correction IEC naka la ñoo mëna essayer token box yo xamne token bi munta penetrate
so you already have people that went home and they cannot vote
ñooñu buñ ko realize they go and complain why di naka la ñoo find a solution bu ba xel ne every box dafa am tax
and the question is do you have people ñoo xamne they went home without voting
no, I cannot determine whether they went home without voting but they have this problem whilst voting that their tokens cannot penetrate.
You confirm that whether they've been given another chance to vote?
The other chance they give is to take that token and give them another token, yes. Which I think was not the right thing. IEC waroon nañoo make whole bi mu rëy ba nga xam ne token bi lu mu rëy dafa penetrate. This is the issue. This is the issue. Parce que waruñoo ñëw ba toolu fii ñu ne kii dem na dugal token na munta dugal. Paa bi na rëy mu leer.
noo tudd.
Pa Modou Diop.
lan moo waral ngeen ñëw IEC tey dafa mel ni da ngeen am complaint.
Well, am nañu complaint to launch to the IEC because of experience nañ ne Serekunda Central, Sukuta, Dipakunda, Talinding, Yirimbamba, Tanje are experiencing difficulties in voting because what happened actually tokunsi pour nga dugal ko ci hole bi daf day nekk problem. Some of the holes are too small, some of the pipes have been bent, so da nga gis ne soo dugalee du dem.
So is it that da ngeen am case boo xam ne mënut a vote ba mu ñibbi.
Actually waaw amoon nañ ko waaye di IEC chairman fortunately moom ñëw na ci ground bi and Serekunda mu ñëw gisal boppam, so at the end ñu joxaat the individual another token to vote.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. Welcome back. That was, of course, Abdul Wilan. Of course, he is the one complaining there for the National People's Party, and then he is complaining that they are not happy with the Independent Electoral Commission, that some of their members or some of their supporters are saying they are not able to vote. But the question is, were they giving another chance to vote? He couldn't definitely confirm that. He could not also confirm whether some of these people haven't even voted. So these are some of the things that these are allegations that he made on the Independent Electoral Commission, as he said. As I said earlier, later on I'll be joined by Lamin Cham. But before bringing on Lamin Cham, he's just of course arriving. We will go to I think Brikama Nema, where of course Ibrahima Jame, he is the party leader and secretary general of the National Unity Party. He was there, and of course our reporter, that is member caring reporter, and also a reporter from Su Radio, our Mane, was there with his cameraman Omar Bojang. They of course covered the event, and we are going to bring you exactly how Ibrahima voted in Brikama Nema today. Let's go with the video and come back.
How is the feeling like, and how optimistic are you?
Well, very optimistic. I think we've done everything that we could, and now it's left to the electorates and God. But we feel very upbeat about the prospects because we've been around the country and we've seen the people, we've seen their conditions, and we've had them as well. So we know that there is this yearning for a change, and we believe that our party is the party that will bring about the necessary change.
Your supporters are right now watching you live. What did you have for them? What is your message to them?
My message is cast your votes, go back home, relax, be very hopeful. We know that we ran a very good campaign, and we know that the message that we had for the people really resonated with them. So hopefully, we'll see that reflected in the ballots.
If you lose the election, would you set the results?
Of course, yes. I'd have no reason or cause to doubt the outcome of the elections. I've been through the process. As far as I'm concerned, it's fair, it's free. A lot of things could be improved about it, though. But in general, we don't have much to complain.
God willing, if you are voted in office.
What are expectations?
My expectations are that we're going to win. That's the expectation.
If you are voted in office, what will be the job of Abdullah Ibrahim Jame in the next 100 days?
Well, quick fixes, definitely. We know that a lot of sectors do require quick attention, like healthcare, for example, the economy, agriculture. I mean, those will be our first priority, even security, because we know that recently there has been a surge in crimes in this country. So quite a spectrum of really issues to look at.
Okay, for me, I have a question, and I want to ask in Malika because we are in Brikama right now.
Okay.
We know Brikama, majority of them are Malika. Come the question, I'm sure the Kenyan Kami now, like come election nothing after they do the way that party I have. And we are election on win and loss. So it am not sort of cafe lo mole, it are for results on that of
Well, I mean, so the cafe wrong, all of Nyentiko, you know, mole le carte fay kam, and we call a mole la decision. Nga minje jang dal mang reason so ka miracle I mean mimbe ke la mantiling wara man fair so mole min fay bebe sonna wal.
What measures are you taking to maintain peace during and after elections?
Well, we always spread the message of peace and calm, especially to our supporters, and that's the appeal we make to the general electorates.
What plans do you have for people with disability, and will you prioritize this?
Yeah, we do. I mean, we want to have a very inclusive society and a government, and we're going to provide for everybody, including people that we call not disability. They're not disabled. They may be differently able. That's what we say. They may be persons of reduced mobility, but they have certain abilities, really. So we're going to look at what their abilities are and see how best we can enhance.
Okay, my last question is like, come to election okay thing, na alayaga koi tada koi tambida, ite mina soro kaka fundi ke wala limuzo. Another coding come like na alayaga come, alana tage adita dola ita mana tambinyado. For next 5 years, I will lola no kalofana kap Abdullah Ibrahim Jambela party to even kali.
Embada la ni question labo nyendela. Question labo mean the wala fambelo la next 5 years. Oban kenna decision di, omun na party la decision la. I'm so yalo neko patil kata Congress lale, and the mol bije mine interest rate of takaron, benale they go through the process. They kata ni eta wala bita ni minta wala bita ni arayenta tuma don telebe contest la ni modo ta fana betale bo support lale pour ko nya na musol ni funding kel really ngalo neko wolle na society support wala society la pila nyenti. So for its offense or ni ma soto society be fail because for nikel wolle ka na grow up ya na ke kebalti wolle ka leadership role jinta so ni me support iwanko banko nyimbe fail musol fana ngalo ne ko ni muso karande wara muso mako yo banko bel mako because musol la sembo warta ba ko so ko no anin na balu be kon bitonga programme soto ele na ko do holto anin hanibe access to la land to jame and everything so programme be be no manifesto ko no.
All right, thank you very much. That was, of course, Abdullah Ibrahim Ajami. He is the Secretary General and Party Leader of the, NUP. He also, of course, cast his vote at Brikama Nema today. And, of course, our Mane was there. Is a journalist from Membe Kerr. All smiles. No, it seems. Have you voted?
Yes, I did.
Where did you vote today?
Brikama Primary School.
Interesting. Tell us exactly what happened in Brikama Nema today.
Thank you, Boba. Thank you for having me. Today, as we know, Gambians are out to vote to choose the next president. There was a massive turnout today, not only at Brikama Nema, but I went throughout Brikama to different polling stations, and there was a massive turnout, and it seems like
interesting.
Youths are endeavor to vote to choose their next president. People came out in their large numbers, elderly women, men. But the most fascinating thing is youths. Youths came out in their large number to vote. And Brikama Nema was on the spotlight because that's where Abdullah Jame cast his vote. And so many things happened there because he talked to us, the media, about his election campaign. That already concluded a while ago, not long ago. So what he said was for his supporters to cast their vote in peace, go home and wait for the results.
Exactly. Did you found anyone, if you talk to people that encountered any problem during the process?
Well, I started at Brikama Primary School, but the only problem that they were complaining about was it was 8 o'clock. That was the exact time they were supposed to cast their vote, but some agents were not on the ground. So due to the delays, they weren't able to cast their vote in time. So I think they start around 5 minutes after 8 until the voters started complaining. But the IEC militants were able to curb that issue quickly, and voting started. I think the another issue they have is that they said the system is too slow. The IEC officials are not quick in the process, and some of them have been there since after Fajr prayers. So it gave them a hard time. So they started complaining, but gradually the complaint subsided and people started voting.
Have you spoke to any polling agent or presiding officer? I understand that the polling agents are not allowed to talk, but the presiding officers on the ground are allowed to talk. Have you spoke to them, or did they encounter any problem during this process?
Well, unfortunately, I was not able to talk to any of them, but from my own observation, I don't think they encountered any problem.
You have not seen any problem?
Yes.
What exactly do you want to say? If I may ask, did you want to add anything that I did not ask?
No, the only thing I want to say is that I'm very impressed because youths have came out to choose their next president, and it seems like this issue of Gambians, yes, this issue of Gambians being tolerant and they mingle so much. There is peace in this country. Seeing Gambians they all went out to cast their votes, and we all know that they are supporting different political parties, but it is very impressive, and I'm so happy as a Gambian seeing them mingling, despite the fact they know that I belong to a different political party with this one. But they're very happy, sitting, talking, and praying for peace and let the best man win. That was what they were saying on the ground.
Our man is there for you, of course. Our is a reporter from Membe Kering, and of course Sue Radio. He was in Brikama and the surrounding today to tell us exactly what happened at that place. That was, of course, our. Thank you very much for having you on this platform, and of course for telling people what exactly happened in the Brikama. Now we'll be going to the presidency, but before that, we'll be going to the capital city, Banjul. Before the presidency, independent candidate Esa Fall also voted in Banjul, and then our reporter Landing Sise was there. Let's take a look at the video and then hear from Esa Fall and then how he voted. Already I'm joined by Lamin Cham. He will be on the program later. If the video is ready, we can go with the video, and let's see how Esa Fall voted.
Historic moment. A moment Gambians decide on who is going to lead our beloved country for the next 5 years. Today, at this moment, it's not one for speaking. All I would do is to ask my supporters, and indeed all Gambians, to respect one another and to avoid nonsensical behavior such as the one we've just witnessed. We cannot be cowed or be intimidated. The Gambian people will exercise their sovereign rights to vote for whichever candidate they want. I pray to God that at the end of the day, we would have a just and fair process, a process in which all Gambians would be proud of. We have done a TRRC, which the whole world has regarded as a model for transitional justice. I hope that today, our brothers and sisters would deliver another model of democracy, one that would be the envy of the whole world. Not only in the civility of the process, but also in its transparency and its fairness. I encourage, and in fact, I urge all my supporters to show maximum respect to other people like we always do, to respect all individuals, and to just understand that this is just a process of selection of a leader. I call on all Gambians to exercise restraint and be law-abiding. No matter what the results produce, we have processes to deal with them should in case there is disagreement. Instead of resorting to violence or other unlawful behavior, we have the justice system to which people can resort. So I urge everybody to exercise restraint and calmness, for which Gambia is very much known. We are a very civilized and dignified people, and I am sure that by Sunday, when it may become certain or more clear who would be our leader for the next year, loolu nag jarut ñiiroo ngararoo war nañ ko mën a def ci njëkk ak taranga def ko ci jàmm. Man am naa yaakaar ne su waxtu bi jeexee nit ñi yëpp dinañ ànd ak teey ak dal ba pare ñëpp respect loi. Man maa ngi ñaax suma nit ñi nga xam ne man lañ àndal pour ñu ànd ak dal ak teey, waaye duma em ci foofu rek. Dama wax Gambien yëpp ne bu ñu politique jaral ñu yàqal loi. Ñun ñëpp benn lañ, ñoo bokk ndey ñoo bokk baay. Nañ leen jàppante def li ñoo def ko ci njëkk ak taranga bi nga xam ne moom la ñu àddina yëpp xamee. Fii ku fi taxaw di foog a denaam ne man la process bi mooy wane kan la. Bon nag nañ leen toog déglu process bi lan laa wax. Lu ci yàlla na ma rek ay am, keneen mënu ci dara. Lu ci yàlla indi ñu ne alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Maa ngi wax ñëpp nag ñu ànd ak dal ak tey, bu mu am sànni xeer, bu mu am saagante, bu mu am xasante, bu mu am xeex. Na ñëpp dal ànd ak luwa ànd ak tey. Ñun suñ luwa tëral na ne su mbir amee dem ci am xëccoo ne nii la mbaa nele la, am nañ fu ñu war a jaar mooy ñu dem ci waxikaay yi waxee ko fa. Bon nag si yooyu waree am nañ leen def noonu. Loolu laa amoon pour wax jërë ngeen jëf. Waaye thank you. Waa di ngool moo bee yee tënkung nga taamanin luwaala nka wole fo nka wole yaamar moo beeti ala barka.
All right, thank you very much. That was independent candidate Issa Fatou, who of course voted at the McCarthy Square today, and our reporter was there, Landing, since he now joins me. Landing, you are live. Tell us exactly how Issa Fatou voted today.
Thank you so much, Buba Gajigo, for having me on the on this platform. Esa voted at the Makar Square in Banjul this morning, just shortly
at the same place.
At the same place with President Adama Barrow. I can see Barrow left less than 5 minutes. Esa arrived, so they nearly meet each other there. Esa came with his family and then close associates. When I say his family, I mean his wife. His wife was there, and then he came in, with full security, one can say, because the bodyguards there, they were.
What kind of security? You mean PIU security?
No. These are plain clothes. I think these are
security.
I think these are these are his personal security. He came there, and then he went in there and cast his vote. Just less than 2 minutes, he came out to speak to the media regarding the election and then how the process is going on.
We understand that. We will come to that. But was there any problem at that particular place? Did you realize any problem?
Yeah, what I realized, I can say after the incident, that's the time I realized something happened there. Because after Asa left, that's the time, people start telling me that, Henry Gomez, an advisor to President Adama Barrow, was present there. I saw Henry Gomez when President Barrow was there, but I thought that he left after President Barrow already casted his vote. But I later realized that, he was there pushing, Asa false entourage. So
that is according to what they told you.
Yes, that is according to. And then who were the people who were saying that are not, just saying that because they don't like the man or what. Those are journalists, and at least I have 2 election observers who also told me the same thing. So I believe that both of them cannot lie.
Why was he pushing them? Did you ask?
Yes, I asked. They said, that's what they don't know. But they saw, Henry Gomez pushing these people. But the first incident that was reported is that, he came there with his daughter, and then to the polling center. A camera guy snapped him with his daughter, and then he started insulting that camera guy, and asking the camera guy why would he, snapped him. Yes, took a photo of him and his daughter.
But that is a public
space.
So
yes. So after that, the same. He also started, pushing, Asa Fal's entourage. So this is something, according to, was the reason, that delayed Asa Fal from entering at the polling station earlier than his arrival.
Did you put this question to Asa Fal? And if you did, what did he say?
Honestly, I did not have the opportunity to ask Asa Fal because the reporters were, surrounding him, and the security also were there to protect Asa. So I was a bit far from him. Only my hand was able to reach where Asa is, so that we can get the sound of what he is saying for our viewers. But unfortunately, I didn't have the opportunity to ask Asa about this incident.
Any other issue apart from that?
Actually, no. There was no issue as far as I am concerned regarding the process, because I asked some polling agents there I asked them whether they are facing any difficulty regarding the voting, because I saw on social media people are saying that there are certain ballot drums which that the marble was unable to fit in to enter to go in. But I asked them, they said no, they are not facing that difficulty there. And then I asked the party agents that that were present there about their challenges and difficulties. All what they say is everything is going smoothly and fine.
Thank you very much. We'll be staying with Landing, and then to the same place we are going to be there to witness the president voting there today. We'll go with the video and come back.
How do you feel about the outcome of the election, the turnover of the people?
I cannot get your question.
Speak louder, please. I'm saying, what do you have to say about the turnout of the citizens?
Yeah, we are very happy about that because they are coming out in their numbers to exercise their rights. It's a constitutional right for every citizen to vote. So people are coming out. I think that is good for the Gambia. I think it's good for these elections. For people to come out in their numbers, to elect a president. I think that's important, definitely. We are happy with that. I said I am going to win with the biggest landslide. That's what I'm saying. I enjoy unprecedented support in this country. Everybody knows that. Even you, the journalists, you know that. Who will be the winner? I will be the winner.
How do you see the process so far, Your Excellency?
So far, the process is smooth, it's peaceful, but we still wait and see. But my advice to IEC is they should remain neutral. If they are neutral, it makes it very easy for all of us, the players. And if they are neutral, it makes it easy for people to accept the final results. So my advice is going to IEC. I think they are the ones that are conducting the elections. Let them conduct a free, fair, transparent elections.
Président
That's my advice.
ci wolof lan mooy sa message li nga xamante ni def nga sa xol ba pare ban yëg-yëg nga am.
Message bi mooy kontaan naa Gambia ni génn nañ bu baax pour sànni carte loolu seen right la pour sànni carte tànn na président buy continuer loolu lu baax la message bi tam mooy IEC ñoom ñooy doxal élection bi nañ doxal élection bi si jub nañ doxal élection bi si lu nga xam ne loolu la loi bi wax loolu moo ñoo noppal ñun yëpp man nag gom naa ne balaa ñëw 24 hours di nga gis suma supporters yi ñu ngi si mbedd bi ñu ngi célébrer bi ko man may gañ
ñoo gisee process ndax yëpp baax
process bi nu mu demee yëpp baax na jàmm la demee waaye jeexagut lu des nag mooy IEC.
léegi am nga confiance ci IEC.
am naa confidence si ñoom waaye dañuy war a doxal lu nga xam ne moom mooy loi ñun loolu la ñu advice gaay suñ amu doon confiance si ñoom duñ leen teg foofu teg nañu soo dañ leen yaakaar waaye nit rek la mun naa dem mu changé loolu yëpp mun naa am kon dictal bi mooy IEC nañ jub nañ doxal lu nga xam ne mooy dëgg loolu rek mooy ñu ngi seen kéemtante bu bëri.
président ñëpp pare nañ candidat ñëpp pare nañ ngir accepter le résultat.
ñëpp pare nañ pour naa waxuma ñëpp de waaye man moom pare naa pour accepter résultat waaye xam naa man may gañ waaw loolu moo leer na waaw thank you nga ne mi fampima carte am ɗe joni kono mi weltima ɓayde Gambianaɓe jalti pour fampade carte ɗum ɗon na moƴƴi e élection o si yimɓe jalti wayno ko right maɓɓe pour ɓe garita ɓe kocca président maɓɓe kono miɗen kooli wondema minen min gañoto ɗum ɗon no laaɓi inchallah ɗum ɗon no laaɓi kono miɗen jetta Gambianaɓe foof onon journaliste aɓe foof IEC naɓe foof miɗen jetta ɓe because gila affaire o fuɗɗi ha joni ko jam tan e salam miɗen paalano on jamɓe salam continue gila o fuɗɗi fof no yaari no foti yaarude fof yaadi e jaam kono hay joni gasani ko heddi ko fof ko IEC jogui ɗum yoɓe continue ɓe fof ko joɓoɗon ɗo emi darade élection fof ko joɓoɗon miɗo liggano fof weddaniɓe kon carte hewɓe beddani noon kam carte kono min ligganiɓe ɓe ligge gandanɗa min ligganaki sa fem famadi kamɓe so min Gambia fof ɗi foti yam fam Gambia fof ko famille am eyi so mbaɗi mandinkol ga carte o fayle gam bandi ɓarin contanta wayde Gambiankol fundutale pour que carte o fayi ila o funto kono omo kulede mi ala ɓe nañi carte fayre mbaɗi ɓe président ol tombona min ñanta continuer ñi sañi lulomi e minal ɓarin laata ñinna ka fontelle ɓe gagné la wari nga campagne o menke campagne o moɓeyaje le campagne o ñi sénéata le a ñitandi le molɓe jomalel noma mol lafta jomale continue bari kuma kilim ɓe wolofola IEC kol dow ko ɓerdude telle bulu wonata fo jaa ɓe nata kayro kono lafta e ban kayro kono bari loi men fo yo tamande yo advice de mare mo sonin ko mbagaɗin carten seeɗi sasa so rombogu jama ke suubogu ni carten seeɗi lasima kenni hisire ñayi ak sedi halle ngasron su noir ni gara bakke be dabari pour ni karsen sedi o ku sa on tenya na kay nanti o ko nganyane bari IEC o hakon ni da ngani golle keto ki kunya kitenni in kaw to munya trendini bari hikenya jamunya to ngona terebana hikenya mene jamunya no honni nga jama ke su noir nga gambia su noir assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you very much. That was His Excellency President Adama Barrow. Of course, there at the Makati Square where he voted. And then, as I mentioned earlier, our reporter Landing Cisse was there to witness his voting. Landing, tell us exactly. The president is saying he will accept defeat, but he already knows that he's the winner. Interesting.
Yeah, that was a very, confident, speak by the president. When he was asked whether, he will accept the results if he loses, what he said is that I will never lose this election. So, but he later said, I am ready to accept the result, but I know I'm going to win with landslide. He said that's going to be the biggest, history in Gambian politics.
Interesting.
Yeah. So he was so confident that he will win the election.
I like politicians with their confidence.
Yeah.
You ask any of them, they will tell you I'm the next president.
Exactly. Just like other during the nomination,
Sure.
we've seen some aspirants who came here and say I am the most qualified, I am the best candidate. So politicians are always confidential when it comes to they are always confident of themselves when it comes to
and that is very important. Can you take us through how the president voted?
Okay, that question is a very good one, Buba. The president arrived at the Makat Square just around 12 midday, but he spent some kind of 5 minutes with the electoral chairman, the chairman of the Independent Electoral Commission, who is Aliu Momar Njai. He was speaking with him somewhere, not far from the entrance of where voting was taking place. And then I personally attempted to go there to know what the president was saying or was telling the IEC chairman. But the securities, surrounding the president, they stopped me. They said, we cannot go there. We have to wait the president where the press is. So I was unable to, get close.
You mean the president was talking to the IEC chairman?
Yes.
There was a personal conversation between them.
And the president.
And they did not allow the journalists to interfere.
Yes, I attempted to go there so that I can know what the president was telling the IEC chairman, but I was stopped by a security officer. I don't know actually what they were talking. That's why I wanted to know what the president was telling the IEC chairman. But unfortunately, a security personnel stopped me. And then I couldn't read there what they were saying.
Was this before you interviewed the president or after?
This was before we interviewed the president. In fact, before the president arrives at the entrance of where the voting was taking place. So the president met with the IEC chairman just around the quadrangle that end the main gate to the office of Ministry of Health and others.
Yeah.
Yes. So they were standing there for about 5 minutes. The president was talking to the IEC chairman. But what they were saying, or what the president was telling the IEC chairman, this is something that I did not know, and I attempted to go there to know what the president was saying, but the security officers did not allow me to go there. And then later, after that incident, after even speaking to the president, and then I attempted again to speak to the IEC chairman to ask him what was he discussing with the president. He said that is a personal thing between him and the president. This is what he said. He said he's not going to talk about it.
The IEC chairman is saying that there was a personal discussion between him and the president, and he don't want to reveal it to the media.
In fact, that's what he did. When I said,
but the question would have been, is it about this current election. Did you ask anything about? Is it about this current election?
The question asked was, what were you discussing with the president? Because we've seen you, talking with the president, and the president was speaking to you for about 5 minutes. What was the discussion all about? He said, "That's between me and the president," and then he moved out. He did not speak to us again and entered in his vehicle. Then the driver, drove
left.
off.
All right. So, what did the IEC chairman said after? You must talk to him.
Yes, we speak with him. He said, he assured, Gambians that the election is going to be free, fair, and transparent. And then he said he is not afraid of anything because in 2016, he was forced to change the narrative of the election result, but he refused. So in 2021, even if the same thing come again, he will refuse to change the narrative of the election result. So he assured Gambians that the election is going to be conducted in a free and fair manner.
Apart from that, did you observe anything?
Not actually, because after the president, voted, and then he came to speak to the media, and then everything was cool there, and the process of voting was going as smoothly as possible, and that people were coming out with large numbers. And then one thing I have to note about the turnout, Buba, the turnout of this year's election
is impressive, right?
It's impressive. It is a massive turnout from Gambian people, especially the youth of this country. I voted in 2011 presidential election. I voted in 2016 presidential election. But the turnout of the youth that I have seen this time, you cannot compare it with the previous presidential elections. This is based on my experience and my observation. So it's a big kudos to Gambian youths out there, who turn out in large numbers to come and exercise their civic duty as citizens of this country.
Thank you very much, Landing Cisse there. Of course, he was at the presidency today to witness the President of the Republic of the Gambia, that is President Adama Barrow, to vote at the Makati Square. At the same time, he also witnessed an independent candidate voting, that is Esa Mbaifal. To remind that you're watching Kerr Fatou live, and we are broadcasting live from the Independent Electoral Commission. I am Buba Gajigo. As I said earlier, I'll be joined by Lamin Cham and of course Esa Njai, another lecturer at the University of the Gambia. We'll be discussing about so many things as far as this election is concerned, and then we'll bring you everything from the counting and also the result. So this panel will be, of course, continuing so tomorrow morning, as I mentioned earlier. Well, we have other videos to play, as I said. We have other videos to play, but I think Landing can get me Lamin Cham to be on the program. He's inside before those videos will be ready, because we also witnessed the United Democratic Party leader, that is Lawyer Usainu Dabo, voting. And of course, we went with him from his residence in the pipeline to Sabina today, where he casted his vote, that is Lawyer Usainu Dabo, with the entourage, that is he was accompanied by Momodu Sabali, his general, of course, and Talib Ahmed Bensouda is the mayor of Kanifing Municipal Council, and other United Democratic Party militants were there. And that also spoke immediately after he casted his vote at Sabina Johnson today, and I was there, so we will get that video later. Ramatulai also was with Halifa Salah. We will bring Halifa's video and Ramatulai who was there to witness everything that was happening today. Kal hakilo blandi albe Kerr Fatou le jibe kan live and be Independent Electoral Commission IEC itole maratin carte fayo kula Gambia banko kanjang andung science teng me woltu ko kol natiyale kol mi alon ko lebita kan ali alon ne carte fayo Gambia banko kanjang wala be caring science tenting andung ali alon ne bi mo jamal finditale satel kono tarim pour kaji ko don kela carte o fay na reportal be nun ground to albe wolle jikan nun tenting pour ka jibero ke kolu tata nyaadile kol tata nyaadile andung wolle natiyale kol mi alon ko wolle kera satel kono mol fintita nyaadile bari munem wala complain wolti satel kono nun tari na reportal fintitale dol tata Banjul dol tata nun Lamen dol tata nun Bakaw wala dula kotengol mi alon ko tarange tenduke jay bag ela o doku kendola mi alon ko woleke of course Kerr Fatou ani memme keri di len wax ne rek Kerr Fatou ngeen nekk di seetaan ba tey rek mala seen mbokk bu bagaaji ko comme numa ko waxee si gannaaw rek Independent Electoral Commission foofu lañ nekk jamono jii nii te dañ leen a isil everything loo xam ne mu ngi xew si election bi te xam ngeen ne léegi tey gaay door compter election bi nañ leen wax all the result moo xam ne mu ngi ñëw fii nii ba élection suba tey nañ fi nekk su soobee yàlla pour ñu wax leen everything loo xam ne mu ngi xew fii nii tey of course c'est Independent Electoral Commission bi fii nii vidéo la nekkoon di gis moo nekk suñu reporter yoo xam ne nekkoon nañ si ground bi tey pour ñu won ñu loo xam ne mu ngi xew tey si voting places wala si polling station am na ñoo xam ne demoon nañ Lamen am na ñoo xam ne demoon nañ in Banjul keneen ñeneen demoon nañ of course Banjul and other places yoo xam ne demoon nañ foofu noonu and then that is it ñooñu ngeen nekkoon di seetaan foofu noonu comme ne leen ko nekk di gisee rek président Barrow mu ne suñ ko winee dina accept defeat waaye moom xam na ne win na ba pare that is so confident of him that is the president there Essa Faal tamit of course wax na Halifa Sallah moom isi wanguñ vidéo am bi moom ak lawyer Ousainou Darboe si kanam vidéo yi suñ pare soobe yàlla nañ lañ ko isil soobe yàlla waaye comme nu ma ko waxee si gannaaw rek ku ma dee bokkal plateforme bi moo nekk kii di Lamin Cham si kanam tuuti da ngeen a dégg baatam bi musidɓe am minen noon calmina kala gonɗo darde walla hettinade Kerr Fatou joni joni ni rek minen noon mbiya ko Independent Electoral Commission min goni ɗo ɗo gandantuma ko maɓɓe jogui kulle carte ɗe nono beddertoni nder leydi Gambia ɗo ko maɓɓe jogui ɗum ko ɗon min goni joni ni pour addangolon kala ko woni e yaade hande ɗo nono carte ɗe kontirte ni yo ko homo gagnoto min puɗɗima joni joni ni si Allah jaaɓi min gonat ɗo ha bimbi subaka si Allah jaaɓi hande noon ballo kam ɗo woni Lamin Cham makko woni chief editor Standard newspaper Essa Ndiaye on jiyaɗo yeeso seeɗa makko ne o arat si Allah jaaɓi makko ko jangguino university gonɗo o nder leydi Gambia ɗo makko ne o arat ɗo ko yimɓe ɓe gandantuma ɓe jogui kulle élection aji ɗi gandantuma ɗi mbaɗino Gambia ɗo yo dulaji goɗɗe ɗe gandantuma ɗe nder aduna he hande noon min gonaɗon ɗo ha subaka vidéo ji ɗi gonɗon yiide ko ɗin gonno vidéo ji gandantuma reportage amen ɗi walla ɗum woni liggotoɓe amen ɓe jehino e ground he ɗum woni e ceeɗe gandantuma walla dulaji ɗe gandantuma yimɓe ɓe to toon beddotono carte ɓe jeyno toon pour darugol hono kulle ɗe woni yarude toon ko ɗin vidéo aji gonno ɗon yiiru toon ni na wayno président o on jeehi vidéo makko mo gandantuma o waɗi play in Banjul o wi makko definitely hayso liɓama o jaɓat kono wi makko mo andi ko makko liɓata te ko makko gagnoto wi makko mo jogui on confident comme nono o wirini président Adama Barrow loya Ousainou Darboe vidéo makko suwa ar ɓayo suwa parcelle so pari rek min gadna ɗon vidéo makko but yo Halifa Sallah honorable Halifa Sallah makko ne yeyno waɗgol vote Serekunda makko ne so pari rek si Allah jaaɓi min gadana ɗon vidéo makko pour min dara ko ko hoko makko ne o haali toon bila walla hono waɗiri vote hande e nder Serekunda comme nono mbirimi on ni rek mo guiɗotomi o heɓɗo pour min mbaɗa analyse kulle ɗe rek woni Lamin Cham. Well, of course I am already with now Lamin Cham. Yeah, of course Essa also will be joining very shortly. Well, Mr. Cham, thank you very much for joining despite coming very late though, but he's already with us. And then we are saying you are live on Kerr Fatou already.
Yes, thank you very much, Buba. Yes, and thank you very much for a fantastic job. And thank you the team also who have been all over the country, well, so to speak, collecting information and talking to the various players and bringing us up to date with how the day started in Banjul and other areas in the country. So fantastic job the team did.
Have you voted?
Yes, I voted late afternoon at Brookfoot Primary School where I registered. However, I spent the early part of the day at the Situation Room at the Coco Ozone. That is the civic society organization in collaboration with West African Network for Peace Building, WANEP, and other partners who are currently at the Coco Ozone Situation Room, where they too are getting information, assessing them, and coming out with occasional press briefings to tell the public what they have observed so far.
So far, yes.
Yesterday they had a background information of how voting is processed in the Gambia. This morning they reported on updates about the polling, the starting of polling in various places in the country. Now, normally when they give reports, they give recommendations where there are challenges. And this morning they reported that they have been, for example, I think you must have dealt with it already. There were issues like people turning up at polling stations and having that their names are not there.
They are not there. Yeah.
Now, normally they said they've realized that this is caused by one, how to call it, the names or surnames have been jumbled, and you know. But then of course it also has a lot to depend on the IEC personnel there, because you can look through, verify through numbers and of course names. So if you look at the number, you know in your list where that numbers are found. No, so if you go through that, you normally have no difficulty in picking out the person's name through using the number. So that was an issue, but in many cases, according to them, the voters eventually got back and voted. And then there were issues, especially they said URR.
In URR?
In URR,
Okay.
the issue they've realized, discovered there was people complained that where they put their tokens, you know, is very small, very narrow, you know, very narrow.
It doesn't
hall.
fit inside.
Yes. Those complaints were made. They said...
and a couple of minutes ago, or hours ago, I don't know, Abdul Wilan was there to give the same complaint to the Independent Electoral Commission.
Exactly. So, but then they said in most of those cases, they've got reports that they've been addressed, like the boxes were filed. So, you know, what they mean by filing is that they used a file to, expand the hole so that the, the marbles can get through. They also observed that in some places, not many polling agents have turned up. Of course, you can see, unless the political parties that are big or well structured, there will be a problem whether in fact some candidates or even some parties can have enough polling agents across the country. So they observed that there have been numerous places where not all the 6 party or candidates have their polling agents, except perhaps the big ones like the NPP, the UDP, and perhaps GDC.
Yeah.
Those are present, but the smaller ones, the smaller parties, I don't cannot
calling
call
them smaller
small.
ones.
But then
Yeah.
of course the newer ones, let's say.
Yeah, sure.
The newest ones have problem getting their polling agents on time at polling stations. But then of course, you know, the system being so transparent that whether you are there or not, one agent is enough. In this case, if it is from both the ruling and the opposition party. So that was an issue. And they said 77% of the places were open on time.
That is 77%.
While 23% did not start until at around 10 a.m.
Oh,
so that's an issue they observe. They think that there was a fair representation of women at polling stations, whether they are IEC officials or they are party agents. They observed that, and there were concessions were given to people with disability and elderly people, and people perhaps one like me who works in the media, and they give you priority so that you can get to other areas you want to.
Sure.
So that is the CSO Coalition Electoral Violence Monitoring and Analysis Mitigation, ENAM, which is part of these people in the election situation room at the Coco Ozone. They will be having another at 7 o'clock. I wonder whether we will be able to get that. But 7 o'clock they will have an update.
Another one.
Yes, because they expect that some results will start.
I wish we have that also. We'll get back to you, Mr. Cham. I am just alerted that the other video is ready, and that is Honorable Halifa Sallah, who voted in Serekunda today. Our reporter Ramatulai Jao was there. Ramatulai Jao will take us through how Halifa voted today.
Assalamu alaikum baɗigol atol min ɓen feñola Kerr Fatou sang live kona fale no ñamen drong a December karo nightil nan on soto Gambia dingol ɓe pintalal kata polling station oto pour kata decide fanan biɗum felentingale Serekunda sate kono Gaddafi mos damin tiane ko Honorable Halifa Sallah ate ɗum Serekunda dingol te andung a ñanta kanala quartier fay ate ñing Gaddafi mos le katun ko nalne ko Honorable Halifa Sallah keta motel mi yanno ko dabulata mol kono le minu yanno ko bitilola ibe ñoo sabaka ngate wo siram bala mi yanno ko wala be State House woto na lafta kalon Honorable Halifa Sallah abala fayla nyama ali bulan fi Kerr Fatou live al bajalal annum fana nay carte faya te dum be mun kuma kan netala ka di Gambia dingol la bidung al nal badi malon Ramatullah Jawo ninna camera le di mi yalno ko wala keta fat silati binto lefelale jan Serekunda woto na lafta kalon carte fayo ko lata nyamin Gambia kono jan jang kata fo samal ali bulan fi don Kerr Fatou mbabe jaba kese woto lalele woto ali bulan fi an se carte fayo tanya fanan tandalla Gambia banku kanjang ala barka bake
mbiri pare pour liggéeyal sa réew la te doomi réew mu nekk dafa war a liggéeyal réewum muy président ba muy ka nga xam ne teacher la wala ka nekk ca lopitaan ba dañ ne réew ak doomi réew dañ am lu ñu bokk mooy ne nit dafa war a jëriñ réewam réewam daf ko war a jëriñ ci tànk boobu la ñu nekk mooy ñan la ñoo sas si ñu liggéeyal ñu juróomi at yu ñëw nga xam ne dinañ fexe lii suñu alal dina delsiwaat ci ñun génne ñu ci ndóol ci kër yi génne ñu ci dellu gannaawi réew mi ci lii moo tax ma wàcce fii tey pour wote ji benn carte la am lii mënut a tax man ma nekk président ni Gambia mu mel ni yéen ñëpp lii ngeen amee lii lañ ñëw pour dénkaane koo xam ne kii jël nañ ñun suñ carte yi ñu dénk la ko ñi ëpp mu ngi mel ni yow yaay nekk président ni réew mi bon nag suma ñëw fii ñaari bunt la benn maa ngi wax na ñu dénk ma lii seen doole ak seen baat maa ngi ñëw itam pour dénkaane suma doole ak suma baat. jafe-jafe àddina la rek fooguma ne gis nga suma soxna fii dafa xala tawat moo tax dañ bëggoon a ànd si ñun ñaar waaye nag biñ demee ba ci kanam ñu gis na li ci gën daal man ma ñëw su ko defee moom ca kanam su nit ñi demee ba dal mu ñëw wote si daanaka xam naa ne yi ñooy xat-xat yi ñëw ci saasi ci ànd biñ bëggoon a ànd waaw. Part of that history because I'm sure you are aware that for 52 years after our independence there was no change to the ballot box until 2016. The 2016 election was done through a coalition, but now we have parties that are clearly putting their programs before the people and giving the people an opportunity to decide which party can actually address their needs and aspirations.
And are you feeling positive about this today?
Well, I must say that after the campaign, I am convinced that this election will decide whether we have a new Gambian who can build a new Gambia, or we have Gambians who are still, by virtue of mindset, tied to the old, needing still change, which will take longer time and allowing poverty to persist for a longer time. And that suffering is unacceptable. Realities can be caused from administration, but also from party administration. So we are studying the situation and we'll give a debriefing afterwards. But as we have rightly said, the way that we conduct elections with the marble is not something that you can really be completely dissatisfied with, because to steal the vote will be very difficult. wax dëgg neex yàlla dara mënatuma bett ndax bañ jeexalee campagne bi ma tëdd ci guddi suma yaram dafa dal ma nelaw bu baax a baax eewu ci suba ak dal ndax dama téye ne suma warugal def naa ko li ci des nekkaatul suma warugal mooy warugali doomi Gambie la suñ ma sasee pare naa pour enu ko wante nag duma ko enu ak bégte maa ngi ko enu xam ne lii lu diis la loo xam ne lii su ma deful li ma leen dig ak yaakaar bi ñu am mu ngi mel ni dinañ ëlbatiwaat bañ ma bañ boo xam ne xëy na du doon jar sax may ut place bi mu mel ni lii nekkul place yi taranga place yi liggéey la bon suñ ma ko sasee am naa en bu diis te war naa toog teewlu xalaat nag bakkan yi nga xam ne moom laa nar a yore naka lañ war a génnee ci coono lu du liggéeyu caaxaan wante itam gannaaw def naa suma warugal ci suma réew mais fukki at ak juróom-benn ba léegi daanaka dal la ci man ne suma nit ñi sasul itam mu ngi mel ni suma warugal ci suma réew def naa ko kooku dafa mel ni àddina dafa oyof ci man suma bopp dina oyof loolu mu mel ni daal maa ngi ci anam boo xam ne amatuma dara lu ma yëg suma la am lu dul xaar nit ñi ndax dañ may sas ndax dañ may noppal ma xam ni maa defee ak suma àddina foofu laa toll. xam nga ñun fi ñu jaar kuy xalaati fitna dafa mel ni kooku xalaatam des na ndax ci ñaar fukki fan ci weeri janvier gisuloo woon kenn ci mbeddi Gambia mbedd mi daf ne selew soldaari ECOWAS yi seen saxaari manduwaar yi seen aéroplane yi ci jaww ji ak seen fetel yi nga xam ne ñoo nekk ci suuf si wër Gambia ñuy xalaat ndax Gambia dina tàkk ndax du tàkk bon yenn yi waxi caaxaan la rek ndax waxi ñàkk bàyyi suñu xel fa ñu tegu woon ndax bés booba kenn xalaatul ne da ngaa def fitna ñëpp dañ dugg ci kër yi mbedd mi kenn nekku ci loolu Gambia war na ko fàttaliku te li taxoon ñu def loolu mooy mun a isi dal ci réew mi ndax soppeeku gi nekk ci jàmm te looloo am bon nag tey jii li ñu am nii li ko isi mooy dal ak tey ba jëlaat suñu réew gannaaw yaa moom réew mi su la neexee nga wëcci ki la neex kooku fitna nekkaatu ci li ci nekk rek mooy ànd ak dal ku la neex nga tànn kooku jël réew mi wante li ñu war a bàyyi xel mooy ne jàmmeeg ñoo seetaan ndax mu ngi fi woon nekk ku bari doole wande mu dem ba jël nguur gi jébbale ko am ci ñaari xel ñu ëpp ko pexe mu génn réew mi wante mu ñoo seetaan mu ngi aju ci doomi Gambia su fekkee ne doomi Gambia dañ demaat jaayaat seen bopp jëlaat buumi njaam def ko ci seen baat yi li ma wax mooy ne ndeke man su fekkoon ne yokkoon naa tuuti xaalis rek ni kon maa ngi Gambia ba tey su ko defee nag ñi am pexe boobu léegi la ñoo door nag di seet ñoom itam naka la ñoo dajalee alal jooju nga xam nañ ne doomi Gambia jaam lañ xaalis bu tuuti mun na leen a def nit jënd leen ñu dugal seen carte wote ci keneen koo xam ne kii dafaa jëlaat buumu njaam gi teg ko ci seen baat su ko defee politique Gambie yàqu na ba faw ndax dafaa nekk politique mafia ku am alal rek mun naa jot ci réew mi bon nag élection bii du caaxaan ñun dañ leen a gunge nañ leen ba ngeen moom seen bopp fi mu nekk nii doomi Gambia moom na boppam soo leen toogee ba jàmmi ree leen foofu dinaa ci am naxar tuuti ndax bëggoon naa ngeen nekk ay gor yoo xam ne kenn du leen mën a moomati ci àddina wante mu ngi aju ci yéen a moom seen réew yéen a moom seen baat xam ngeen ni ko war a dénkaane des na ci yéen des na ci yéen.
All right, that was of course Honorable Halifa Saleh. He is the, of course, standard bearer of PDOIS. Of course, is a political party in the country, the Gambia. They are also contesting for the presidency, and then he voted at Serekunda today. And our reporter, Ramatulai Chao, now joins us. Of course, Ramatulai, you are live. Take us through how Mr. Saleh voted today.
Thank you very much, Boba. Today we went to Serekunda Gada famous, where Honorable Halifa Saleh around the garage. Honorable Halifa Saleh, as Gambians know, he is part of the candidates that are contesting for this year's presidency. And Honorable Halifa Saleh, after casting his vote at Serekunda Gada famous, he talked to us journalists, whereby he said he have been in politics for so long, and this is his last chance, or this is his last time for him to be contesting in Gambian politics. And the little advice that Honorable Halifa Saleh gave to Gambians is that he is very afraid at this moment, if Gambians choose their leaders wrongly, if that happened, then he will be in a shame. But because right now, former President Yahya Jammeh is sitting, and all his eyes is on Gambia.
That is a very interesting point.
So, and he said he have tried for Gambians also, and what he told us is that he's having only one voter's card, and that voter's card cannot make him a president. So he did his part, and it's left to Gambians to decide who will lead them 5 years. These are 5 years to come. So he said he have tried for Gambians since in his early age. He's been into politics. So he tried a lot for Gambian people, and all he wants is system change, and not only regime change, but also he wants our systems to be changed in the country. So he said the ball is in our court. So Gambians should decide who will lead them come next 5 years. And also Honorable Halifa Saleh, he said his biggest fear at this moment is that he don't want the former president to laugh at us. That is his biggest.
And that is a very interesting point. But have you observed any problem during the Halifa's visit at that polling station?
No, we don't encounter any problem because Halifa voted at Gaddafi Mosque and there was not that much crowded, because what they told us is that Halifa was late because at Serekunda you have two, at that area you have two polling stations. You have the other one is around the garage, that one is around the Sandika polling station, that it's around the Sandika, but they said Halifa was late to register, so that is why he went to the Gaddafi Mosque. There, Serekunda people, they were not even expecting that IEC will go there to issue a voter's card, but the time they went there, Honorable Halifa Saleh also take that opportunity to go there and have his own voter's card, because he is a Gambian and also he is part of the people who should contest. If at all he didn't have voter's card, it would be something else. So that is why, and that place was not that much crowded, and the place was so calm, and we meet people there. They vote civilizedly and everything went good. But before we went to Serekunda, we first started at Joswang, whereby we met Fatou Sonko, who is the regional chairman of the United Democratic Party. He casted his vote at Joswang Kandiba primary school. And we also talked to him where he advised the Gambians, especially young people, because he said young people are the people who that they should hold this generation. So I think it is very important for them to come out in their large numbers to vote, and also he said, like, this is politics and Gambians should not allow politics to divide them, so we should vote wisely, and we should not maybe look whether you are a Mandinka, whether, so we should go entertain tribalism in the country. And also Allah have already decided who will win this election, so whosoever wins the election, we just move with the person, and we help the person to develop the country, because all these opposition parties that are fighting for that seat, all their, let's say, they have the same ambition, or they have one ambition, that is to take Gambia to another level. So Fatou Sonko said anybody who wins, so I think Gambians should work with that person so that we can bring a development in this country. And Kandiba School also, generally what I saw today, the turnouts were so very encouraging, because especially young people, they came out in their large numbers to vote, and I think it is different from 2016, whereby most of let's say most of the young people were not willing to cast their votes in the Gambia.
Are afraid to vote.
But this, it is something. It's a different narrative, because our youth, they came out in their large numbers, because we were at Joswang early as 7 o'clock. We were at Joswang Kandiba primary school, but we met people there. We met young people who are willing to cast their vote, and all they were calling for is peace. They want Gambians to vote in peace, and let's maintain peace in the Gambia, because let's say in the whole world, wherever you said Gambia, they will tell you that Gambia is a smiling coast of West Africa. So let us not spoil that, or let us not destroy that. So let's maintain the peace, and let's maintain the stability in the country.
Back to Halifa, is Halifa expecting win?
Halifa said he's expecting win, because he said after his campaign, he went home that night, he slept, and in the morning he woke up, and then
he slept very well,
and in the morning he was relieved, because he believes that he has done his part already, because he went outside there to talk with Gambians and set his agenda there. He said he did not give anyone money, because he didn't have money to give Gambians, but his message, he gave out his message correctly, and he thanked Gambians he heard his message, and he believes that Gambians has decided. So he said anything that came up, he will not be surprised, because there was a reporter who asked him whether if he wins this election, it will be a surprise to him. He said no, it will not be a surprise to him, because he believes that Gambians need change, and they have already decided. So when he wins, that means that what Gambians decide, and also he said it is a big tax on him because he will want to work to change all of the sectors in this country. He said because of that one vote that each and every one of Gambians are having, it is a powerful one, and when the Gambians decide to give you that vote, I think it is a huge tax. So he said maybe that will be the fearing part of it, because to rule a country, it's something that is not easy. So, and he gave Gambians this promise, or he promised Gambians that let's say if he happens to win this election, he will work to the expectation, because all he is calling for is a system change, that what he wants Halifa Sallah, and he will do that.
All right, interesting from Halifa there. Ramatullah, if you want to add anything that I have not asked, you can go ahead.
No, that's the whole
I think
situation.
you've said everything.
Yeah, and I think I am very, very, very happy at this moment, because young people has take the lead, and I am because most of them when we went out there, you see a quarter of the people who are about to vote, they are young people, and most of them, this is their first year to vote, and they think all the Aso Gambians,
does that include
they will vote wisely.
Is it the first time you voted?
No, I started voting since in 2016, so this is my
your
second time voting. So
and have you voted?
I have voted already, as you can all see. I have voted already, and I did it wisely.
That is very good.
So that is what I'm expecting from my fellow young people outside there. I hope they all voted wisely. So I think generally that's all, Buba Gajigo.
Ramatullah Jawa there for you. Of course, he was with Halifa Saleh, who is the party leader and secretary general of PDOIS in the Gambia, and Halifa is expecting win, as he said in that video. We are going to take another video that is ready. The United Democratic Party leader, Honorable Lawyer Usainu Dabo, was at Sabina Johnson today to cast his vote, and he was accompanied by his entourage, not Ibrahim Adiba, rather, I beg your pardon. Of course, the mayor was there, that is Talib Ahmed Ben Souda. He is the mayor of the Kanifing Municipal Council. He was also accompanied by his own general, that is Mamadou Sabali was also there, and Kemo Bojang is also a very influential youth in this country. So we are going to go. I was there to witness the voting of the United Democratic Party leader. Let's go with the video and come back. All right, so we are witnessing the arrival of the United Democratic Party leader, that is Honorable Lawyer Usainu Dabo. He's about to cast his vote at Sabina here. He's the one that you're seeing. Of course, he will alight from his vehicle, as you can see on the camera. We will see how he will vote, and also we will have a short interview with him immediately he cast his vote here. He is the party leader and Secretary General of the United Democratic Party. Kerr Fatou le jibe kan andong nyentembona be sabina le dulami alon ko United Democratic Party la nyaton ko Lawyer Usainu Dabo ya bala carte fayo kelajang to wolom ko timi alon ko abe kere afutatale, of course purukaje ko dong asela carte o fayno nyamen al nyabate la tenting abe tamakan andong abitakan purukala carte o fay bari abe fango fem fola carte fo nyin kola mbabe fintindila le ne ala kititala al nyabate la wala nyama alla cameral to min kera Honorable Usainu Dabo ala delegation o mi alon ko ani wala natana mba Modou Sabali wol mi alon ko be delegation o ko tale Talib Ahmed Ben Sura wol be day mol ko le mi alon ko ani natale ko nyang jay mi alon ko ya endorse le amam me ay Dabo endorse amba al nya fanam batile le mi alon ko aba koma science tenting sirango diela le pour ka je ko dong asisi albatile jakang tenting andong abe tama kanne pour ka je ko dong aisa asala asira carte fayno nyame al nyabatile kan o nyama yendem ko timi alon ko abe kere bidum sayen amera bina inkole tala sambi we inko tala al nyabala wala nyaw al nyabatel science intenti jigitale ko bita boxo nyin konale pour ka je ko don asala carte fayno nyamen al nyabatele kan science intenti andong abita kan do wolem koti me ala ko be keren don this is Lawyer Usainu Dabo abita kan ne pour ka dum boxo kono pour kala mba carte o fay al nyabatel la o nyama mba ning na la carte fay na pareta aning journalist wol bakka ja sotala le babe na tilale kol mi alon ko wolle je science intending abe dun kan kono to le pour eta la carte o fay yes of course so adun da kono to le science intending be min kela dong babatulale na fintita nga jibe of course na baraja nga jibe abe mune fula kiba tala la jam. Alright, so aliaje le sign ala carte file already ibe silo dila la fintinang puraning kiba tala si kachano nyame al nyabati le kan ten abe fintika dan anin kiba tala bina kacha soral. Yes. So the media is asked to move back so that he can, of course, come out. Then, of course, he can have some words with the media. Yes, he's coming. He's accompanied by his, of course, some delegation. That is, as I said earlier, Almami Fandintal, Talib, Modou Sabali, and others. They are all part of the delegation of Honorable Lawyer Usainu Dabo today. As you can see, he's coming out. So I believe so. You'll be speaking to the media very shortly, and we'll bring you everything that he will be saying right now. So, as you're saying,
in a way, what I want to say is that I have cast my vote. Alhamdulillah, and thanks to God, praise be to Him. He has given me life to witness today. He has given me health to conduct my campaign the way I wanted to conduct it. The various regions we visited, we found them very accommodating. There was no hostility. And I want to say that I'm also particularly thankful to the government for giving me a 32-man contingent to provide me security all throughout my campaign. And what I would implore every Gambian is to stay calm. No one should engage in acts of provocation, whether by conduct or by word. For if you do so, we will be destabilizing our country. We will be giving opportunity to anarchists to throw this country into chaos. And it's in nobody's interest. As I said at Bakoten, remember, we are in the tourist season. The slightest disturbance in this country will drive away all the tourists. And then that will lead to the laying off several of our young men who are working in this industry. We are talking about youth employment, so we do not want to do anything that will really jeopardize the position of those who are already engaged. So please, let us all keep our cool, as the Ndongos in Hafda would say, or Banza would say, and then whoever wins celebrates, and whoever loses, really commiserates. But I do not think there will be winners and losers in these elections. I don't think so.
Mr. Dama, how do you see yourself? I know apart from your peace message, which is very important for this country, how do you rate your success in this election?
Well, I'm not in the in the game of predictions.
This is a statement, it's not a press conference.
I'm not in the business of.
We just came to vote. As the party leader has said, we will do a press conference later in the day.
I'm not in the business of predictions. I have cast my vote and I'm going to wait to see the results.
Thank you very much, ladies and
Kemo akamtale ko alla party leader natale alla carte o file. Already it was difficult though pour aniung kibata la dia. Yobuna fula mole bi alfele alla carte o file already.
Yeah, ka foka gambe di wol tendo ke jay ka tandi ko kontano banya bake ka joko kabre ifindita yala balamba tandi democratically. Balambaya dung mo katandi in so many ways. Na civil disobedience bijele violent fanam bijele me ko mol ka balambaya tandi demonstrational fanam ka sodle bare election fanam balambaya tandolti ka tandi ko banko bita kan nyame adiyada nyabon fa amandi anya ka ton nini mo social contract ko san wala carte fayote yela sembo dia mari la sanjilulu nay do ko men ke name kontan ye sanje chance le kana amru nan sanjilulu do ka foko ndele carte di lanu ne empower pour que naman sa di san nawo sembo te bulle njikita ko gambe dingol bo kelare katum banko la tama nya ne sanjilulu mel tambita amang mo kontan ko le yanata balu ko le yata do ko man soto fonninkel batata Gambia promised men kata civil service reform manke constitutional reform 116 million spent femman boto anin kujama nyilu be yatina ko bi njikita ko gambe dingol ba falen wakelale kaje ko yuri pi man sekunda wasila
kemo kabral na da fale anything jele mi mal impress wala kabrin somanda fale anything jele mi alon ko among United Democratic Party impress
apart from kunun ko le meleketa one walum nun cooling period long bari media house dol bije ye Mansakunda la candidate ye wala fanko play la campaign material and woman yanna kala wayen sunu bake katum believe to ko na kada ko na wato foko nyanda kala nim mobe basiring the government because mbele equal time banko kam mbele kanda jang moment right soto ka campagne ko ni modol man ra campagne fanang na vote buying ko moyle andum fon li ajale mol ka dum mol kan evidence also tele ko mol dunda mol kan ka foy ko alalla carte wa femma bar njikita ko gambe dingol yela lanno lonne gambe dingol yela nyanto long gambe dingol yala ko la carte wala la semboti andu ita wafila apart from wo fana one of the problems fana na mensoto wala fana ko polling station olto molu siata bake bari polling booth kilen ne sota so waye process slow ndi bake but apart from okay mol man problem do so
before walam carte for the kemo al file still now al confidence so ko to lebe win
ndole confidence so 3 years ago 2018 kabre send out by from government lam tol lata ko tol ba man sakunda tala man banko tala because we have the commitment we have the people who are doing the work na planol fana so tan policy na dokulal soto ando njikira ko fana gambe di wal yalla ne memberi atir andi bokala na diata ale
thank you
you very much.
All right, thank you very much. Well, Honorable Lawyer Usainu Dabola voting day, but Aliaji Nyame, it was difficult for Moya so bayring kibatala Seattle. Ale mol jele fana mi alon ko lenata rangoto jang sabina jang purena e mabe ala carte fayoto jang ade fana nen delegation ol nata bar kibatala la siya kama ba kolu mantano ko but any statement mi alon ka fintindi fana ba bondi lale kerfato bar ngamira albe audio la ko ko mil fakan alba moy kaneno ando ngamira o mo kuleti mi alon ko seneata so wolem Honorable Lawyer Usainu Dabola science an ayala carte o fay mbe wolto tende woto ngal tentugal je baki mobe no makan non kabo baka o kata fo sabina jang alal badi malem non te buga gaji go ani nakaba mano Charles Elvis Gom alaba.
Can you tell us how the process is going on here?
Anyway, the process of these elections is 100% to me. Everything is going on smoothly. We don't have any issues since the day of our deployment, yesterday and today. So far, so good. You see how things, the turnout is very well. Good. The turnout is very good, and also people are coming out with a large number.
How early were the voters here?
Here as early as 6:25. So before 7:30, they already said, just for them to wait 8 o'clock and start the process.
You've got information that there are, of course, some representative of other political parties that have been torn out. Is this true?
It's true. We have 4 political party agents representing. It's not that all the polling stations, they have to occupy all the spaces. Even some of the areas, we have 3 political party agents. Others are 4, others are 6. But as at now here at Fomagan Walk, we have 4 political parties representing PDOIS, GDC, MPP, UDP. So
which means ASAFAL and NUP did not turn out?
Yeah, ASAFAL and NUP, I didn't see them there, but I see them at the other centers. So maybe it's because of the exact amount, whether they have it or not, but I see them on the other areas. So they're here, they are not here. Yes.
Thank you very much. Of course, that was Honorable Lawyer Usainu Dabola. He is the Secretary General and Party Leader of the Opposition United Democratic Party there at Sabina Johnson today, where he voted. Myself, I was there, and then you heard what he said. No need to go back to it. Actually, but I also interviewed Kemo. Kemo also is a strong member of the United Democratic Party. He was also there to accompany his party leader to cast his vote. And of course, he voted exactly around between 11 and 12 p.m. today in Sabina Johnson. So it's so interesting there with the United Democratic Party leader. We will soon have my panel back here with Lamin Cham, who is now taking lunch anyway. Mbadingol lo ngal tentukal je bake donc amol hakilo bulande ni sanko albe Kerr Fatou le jibe kan nyin tembenna alla election of course programme special programme mi alon ko nganati ale bi andong be life le independent electoral commission be wolto science tenting mi alon ko flenting kanifing ko be bita kan jande normal ale alon ne carte fayol ketale nun commento wala bi fon carte fo ketal nun kabo talan sey kata fo talan lulu kan talan lulu kol ka down wolto ko ali alon nyameng andong aliye molu moyle ko lutata kule dole complainol sotole bari complainol ngami understand mi alon ko wolle sotata on the ground amanke kuti mi alon ko am asiatale well of course am ngalone party agentolu mi alon ko lebe ground to nyin tembona be kafudale pour kaje ko yela carte ol konte tol fango nyala ya jibe tol be mune sotola of course am nying am dulal to mi alon ko carte fayol kera wolto bari ning IEC a commencé mba fula mo be ko IEC man fen commencé follow wolem konteroti itol multi mi alon ko ibe kontero nati la mi alon ko Gambia dingol be milta la bari tolle ba fono la ko karele gagnete wala karele gagnete nin kumu itole me referil titole be lorin tema itole ba fula kari le boyta wala kari le mamboy woto njigitale ko niya futandim fe ndum ba sindila lale ko ya natinye nyamen drong nin kontero commencer drong amba fula lenne ngalonne ko dolbe result dol of siaka non social media because yala agentol sorale but as far as we are concerned nte wolu natino la jang science tenting sombe IEC batula fo ye kontero start ngela announcement o batu barka mola kilo blandel be kirfaatu le jibe kan ko nga faale nyamen drong be tarrale janne bika kolube natiyale mi alon ko wolebe kela jang ate independent electoral commission to jang ka kolbe bondiale ñokono mbokay di len wax ne rek still now kirfaatu ngeen nekk di setan te ñu ngi live ci independent electoral commission bo xamne mu ngi kanifing ñom ñoo nekk di of course ñoo nekk ñoom ñoo yore mbiri election bi Gambia fii nii independent electoral commission nag seen bunta bu mag bi fu mu nekk moo nekk of course Banjul of course Kanifing foofu lañ nekk te foofu lañ nekk nii nañ leen isil everything loo xam ne mu ngi xew tey fii nii suñ starté di compter comme ni ma ko waxee si soosi ak angale startanguñ dara because ñun ñu ngi si independent electoral commission bi right now waaye startanguñ anything loo xam ne dem na si mbiri compter carte fii nii waaye suñ ko commencé rek nañ leen won everything loo xam ne mu ngi xew fii su soobee yàlla si kanam tuuti rek da nga naa dégg suma co-panelist bi kii di Lamin Cham koo xam ne shortly na ma join pour ñu waxtaanee lépp loo xam ne mu ngi xew si mbiri élection bi fii nii play nañ vidéo yi lawyer Ousainou Darboe ngeen mujjee gis noonu koo xam ne tey Sabina Johnson foofu la voté moom tamit wax na ak Kémo Bojang koo xam ne am nañ interview ak moom tey Kémo nekk na koo xam ne strong supporter United Democratic Party la mu ne ñoom am nañ confident 2 years ago ne ñoom nañ win election bi waaye président bi in Banjul moom mu ne suñ ko doore dina nangu waaye xam na ne moom mooy gagné boobu tamit beneen confident la boo xam ne moom tamit of course wone na ko in Banjul tey gis ngeen Essa Faal naka la voté tey koo xam ne independent candidate la Essa Faal lead council la woon TRRC mu ñëw announce ne dafa bëgg a taxaw pour nekk président waaye dafa mel ni taxaw na te tey sànni leen carte bi kan mooy gagné kenn xamaangut kan mooy gagné waaye si kanam tuuti na leer waaye déglu nañ tamit kii di of course Halifa Sallah koo xam ne moom Serekunda la demoon tey Garavi Mos foofu foo xam ne foofu la tey saane kartam bi kii di Halifa Sallah Halifa nag si kaadiyam wax na ne moom bi moo nekk mujjanteel pour mu taxaw pour ut réew mi fii nii lu mu wax moo nekk ne moom def nekk na nit koo xam ne jaay na agenda am bi Gambian si already te yaakaar na ne Gambian si dégg nañ ko léegi nag Gambian si ñoo des pour ndax nañ ko am saanil wala duñ ko saanil wala mun nañ ko waxee ne ndax nañ ko fal wala duñ ko fal loolu kaddu la yoo xam ne jógee na si of course honorable Halifa Sallah both Essa Faal ak Ablaye Jammeh they are part of people ñoo xam ne they are calling for peace in this country ñu ngi wax gaay ne rek képp koo xam ne vote nga just trial nga vote ba pare nga ñibbi sa kër pour nga déglu results lu ma nekkoon di wax na moo nekk am na yu bari yoo xam ne ñu ngi sàkkuleet waaye ñun duñ ko isi fii because IEC is not from the Independent Electoral Commission lu ñoo def rek moo nekk ne dañoo xaar IEC ñu xool ñoom lan la ñoo isi any result boo xam ne ñëw na si suñ table fii rek nañ leen ko isil nañ lañ ko isil su soobee yàlla pour ñu mun a wax nit yi lan moo nekk di xew fii nii comme ni ma ko waxee rek tey nañ fi def panel boo xam ne fi nekk time bi bu ñu starté ba léegi ba suba ëllëg ba balaa gaay di announce kan mooy nekk di next president of the Republic of the Gambia mi ne noon calmina kala ngonɗon ndaade Kerr Fatou ko min musidɗo on Bouba Gadji ko ha joni ko Independent Electoral Commission min goni ha joni rek mine noon mbiya ko hande na wayno woni weddogol carte Gambia ngol wayno yimɓe hewɓe punti hande ɓe beddoyima carte mabɓe ɗe ko ɗon min goni noon IEC jogui kulle kala ko gandantuma ko kulle weddogol carte mabɓe goni référi o na wayno ko mabɓe kalata nda ko neɗɗo yani walla o yanani ko toon min goni joni ni min gandana ɗon kala ko woni e yaade Independent Electoral Commission ɗo si Allah jaaɓi kono joni ni ɓe puɗɗaki kontugol carte ɗe minen gandi kulle kewɗe punti e social media yimɓe ɓe gandanto tuma ɓe mbiya of course yimɓe gandantuma ɓe mbiya woɓɓe gañima woɓɓe gañaki but minen noon mbiya ɗum wona e IEC immori ɓay ɗoɗo IEC ɗoɗo min goni ɗo ɓe puɗɗaki kontugol carte taw but minen gandine political party ji ɗi jogui representatives of course ɗi polling station aji foof so min andi ko ɗum waɗi haaɓe keeɓa ɗin résultat ji but si kala komin keeɓi ɗo si Allah jaaɓi min gardana ɗon ɗum min gonana ɗon ɗo noon bila o time ni ha janggo si Allah jaaɓi si tawi carte ɗe mbaɗama announce ko homo gagné min kalana ɗon everything kala gagniɗo hoɓe mbaɗata célébrate min kalana ɗon hoɓe gulloytana min kalana ɗon of course si Allah jaaɓi of course that is it we just to remind you that you still watching Kerr Fatou, and we are broadcasting live from the Independent Electoral Commission. And I just now, my panelists can join. You can allow them inside. I think Lyman Cham is ready eating, right? So you can join. Thank you. All right. So before getting Esa in, we're going to get this video from Ramatulai Chow, our reporter Ramatulai Chow.
assalamu alaikum badi ngol min yana ko wolle ben jibe kan sante ne Kerr Fatou albe wol jibe kan live alnal badi malo Ramatulai Jaw bidum felente ngale jang josu wang sate kono damin to yalno ko nata jang kandiba school damin to yalno ko josu wandingol dum fanam fintital pour kata puloto pour kati la carte fay kona fale no nyamin December karo na e tilinano soto bile dum sibitoti December karo tilinano ti kale yaje nyamin Gambia dingol dum fintital kata pooling station to pour kata decide ko tenkem woto carte fay yalno ko nabanta ka kenu jan 2016 sangola nyinam fanan 2021 Gambia dingol dum fanan paretal pour kata murum pooling station woto ali bulanno ma Kerr Fatou dron alba lon nala ko carte fayo be lari nyamin alba be lon na nal man la fe katara kumpoto woto ali bula Kerr Fatou noma felenten josu wan janyim bota jang be talele serekunda sate kono damin to yalno ko honorable Halifa Sallah bala carte fayla woltole woto Kerr Fatou be talale jile ka tandalla honorable Halifa Sallah bala carte fayla nyamin anum fanan serekunda dingol dum fanan be parering ka carte fay nyamin woto be tarlale janne be tarlale IEC andum fanan polling station be dawoda alano ko Kerr Fatou be tarlale jile woto be jabo bondila keso kono wala be jabo nyin jaba kese woto lalele ko sa sutiyande don alnal bade malo Ramatulai andung ninna camera lady lebe nyobulo kono min keta fat sillati woto ali bulan fe drong nse kol be sanian dalma alnin Kerr Fatou long electiono mba bondila lele kumpotole suñ bëggee xam yow lan moo la motiver pour tey nga ñëw sànni karta tey jii fii nii si biir Josu.
tey moom bés boo xam ne la bési kontaante bu rëy la because man tey laa am di right pour ma express ma franchise parce que tey laa am di right pour ma wane suma doomi nguure so am naa right pour ma ñëw vote votal koo xam ne at least foog naa ne kooku su taxawee at least dinañu defal ñi ñëpp luñ bugga waaw.
karamu ñu fana ka fay kande ba primary school bar ñu joso primary school lam ndalma ciamano fanante Allah na jang karra fo ke bi alhamdulillah rabbil alamin ya jang ala tentu kadu kabo sanji kilim fa sanji lulu wata janna wati kana ka karra fo ke nin dole yake sanji kilin komando sanji fula komando bi wol man tara jang yo karra fo dalilo fana mu nyinati kayla banku di ya kanyitandi amanke kuude mi alan ko forcé kula mo nyanta mo li pala la nyanta mo fenka wa wataje bari la banku di ya nyanta lonnala jumala be marla sanji lulu nyaato e nyanta lonnala anu men nyanta silala ma wala mo yewule ta karta fay folo nyanta register la sotola ke register konte mu banku dingolete ni o tambita a wato sita yela banku di ya nyitandi e lafta fayla me ya fay way fonnin cewul mbewol yamar la baki kadon tibe tara fonnin ke ko katara wala to ni wala katara do ko wala
bi mu ala tentulum baleti bi mu tarikolti fana Gambia la carte fayoto follow ntelen falan sonkoti the regional chairman for KMC afelal nata kandiba mbe sirin janne na politiko be nga start janne wala tinna nga responsibility start janne kandi banko lel kadina joso anko lel kadina biya ketanya manta be woti o carte fay tambila o yente tara kasolto mamma be bari nyina alhamdulillah rabbil alamin afelem ma be tanyin carte fayla nu nga start bismillahir rahmanir rahim kono alaw mari nga bang anin alhamdulillah rabbil alamin aliyaje jambe nyame molu fintita nyama inata a start telefona almost 8 o'clock a letale demandin dron bar minute dantane dron tamita yaje na carte o jolonne already ba on tele responsible ta KMC be la mbita round le kata murum to stationol beto auto mo be mbe danila gambian ko le finta nyama bile mo la lugoti carte o manke wafi tati mo kana so yela carte o wafi ila nyantole yeta carte o fa momo ye men diate momo ete aje ko nyine be na banko samba no la nyato yete yela carte o diala ni pareta yeta sila suokono ye risoltol la moy alinga ke o nyama mo kana sonka mo kana fitna ntolle mo bakilim fakilinti ntollel ka nyo bade ntollel ka nyo futu ntollel ka ko be ke nyoy woto mune be ndamal dun na nyola no mol si hakilotude ika kele men na kola wo be la ringa la suokono nu nyin candidate lulol bete jele damal be kelola woton tol menno mo carte faylatin tol menno sembo ben tol bulu mena ben tol kelen la fara nyonen ite fasa ro jarta nyonen na fara kela jarta wala ite ka menno fasa wol be lari la suol kono ini la dimbalo e man kele e man sonka ite ka mun kele ka mun sonka woton be carte faylal be danila yo ya marota a manjar kelela a manjar sonka la nga fay kayro kono nimme ngomen pareta yeta si la suo kono ye risolto la mo nimme na candidate o gagneta mbe ya celebrate nga detenyola nga dokoke ntolle mbakilim fakilinti ntolle be Gambia dokunola mote Gambia dokunola nya woto alinga ken detenyola nga ke bakilim fakilinti nga na banko doku Kerr Fatou mbal tentu lambal jeyla
meyen tol si Gambia wala mo omo ku ko tolati amanke ku ko dati falindrola mo me alon ko sangilulu omo nyantolti pour mol yoke nata wala pour ka falindroge kake kayro kono ani sonia kono ani kulwo kono lefta wala si fatam fasita kono mola kuta kono ndumbe mol fanan dal kan suto nitilo nga fo bene birum fotata aduna nyaw nyang kebal be nyato barante fanan dol kebal leti nga ngine ita ila ko besna nan kana yang falindroke ko loi ya ita nyame mo kana sala loi kan loi atem mo mantra santo mo be bay dumal oto mo morandi inyan nalon nale nata menna carte fawla ni nata yedu carte bongo kono ilefta menna ya jube ya fay ita mari finti inin kayro yemol tujang anin kayro ngawala ngane be wala fana ngino kan
sambi tela kontan dabe nyaadile tumo min na mul famata ka carte fay a sanji lulu komanto anum bi mbebe nyim lungale batu kanno itala sewo dabe nyaadile nyin tamen
wo mo ala tentu balati wo mo ala tento sewo nyin wala nanga ala tentu ngo alhamdulillah rabbil alamin gar sangiluru kabo sangiluru kata sangiluru o mala tentu balti wona nim furata mo kontano dangolati mbe kayre nginol momo ibe jay ingani ata mole kadi ingani ata megi tay karto diala e wala karto diala ite seyna sokon wala mo kayroti mbe wala ngawala ngini andon musu wala fono fana
mbaɗigol kono faale no ñamen drong bi falenting a sainte de falenting jang a serakunda syndicat to damen to ko polling station o fanan ne bi jang a kali situation o je ñamen gambe dingol fintitan na pour kana desire ko tenke a crowd ñin siata serakunda syndicat to jam bake a tumala min na mol batanon ate Gaddafi mosa damen to ne ko ate honorable Halifa Sallah mi ko serakunda dingolong atata la carte fay Gaddafi mosle andong sa mbiri mbota jem falenting syndicat to jang andong honorable Halifa Sallah te kata motele mi ko anala delegation ona tala yala carte fay afana yala Gambia ding ya tandila andun kabrabata woto fananga ni Gambia dingol fanan nata kachale a kalbaje kangal la screenol to nyamin a Gambia dingol akamanto ko sangi paretale a ibe fintitana ne pour kana akela Gambia di ya tandi min kata ka carte a fay a kadun ko Gambia di ya mu wolti anin carte keso be bulo ko ne nyanta ka fintile a pour ka fay ital dung yalon ibadi la minna jerejef Abou Diop tay ñu ngi ne fini ñoo fini ci be Serekunda ñu gis ne yow tam nekk nga ko xamne a vote nga ba pare ñu lay laaj rek tay yow ban gum-gum nga am ba génn ci tay ñu vote ci tay
waaw man dama gëm ne ñun waa Serekunda is high time ñu commencé ñu put together ñu nekk together waa Greater Banjul area ñu am président boo xam ne dafa jógee fii parce que dañ yaaga bàyyi président di jógee yeneen sites yi di développe foofu ñun waa Serekunda Banjul Brikama fii mënut a développe every year nawet su jotee dañ dee complain ba pare ñun nekkuñ di taana koo xam ne waa fii la but is high time ñu taana président boo xam ne dafa jógee Greater Banjul area with the Combos and Brikama so man looloo tax ma génn si tey pour vote si.
ba pare yow tey gis nañ ne since 2016 lañ gëj a vote 5 years back ba pare tey 2021 bi gis nañ ne ndaw yu bëri ñoo xam ne génn si nañ uti voters card yow ban façon advice ngay jox ndaw yooyu ak ñoo xam ne tamit am nañ voters card wala amaana amuñu woon voters card pare wuñu vote ren ban façon advice ngay jox gaay.
waaw advice bu ma am rek moo nekk ne lu xale yi def ni this year loolu lu baax la te dama ñaan xale yi ndaw yi ñu gën a yokkee ko pour next 5 years ñu xam ne ñoom tamit ñu am 15 years nañ qualify wala ñu am 14 years nañ qualify pour vote so lu ñoo ñaan rek mooy xale yi ne ñu jéem a ubbi seen vote xam ne ñoom ñoo nekk magi ëllëg yi so buñ toog kër rek di wax ne du ma vote seen vote bi dafa always count every citizen boo xam ne fii nga juddoo yow sa vote dafa count so waaye soo toogee vote loo rek yow da ngaa joxe sa kaddu keneen moo am sa waaw. so nu gaa yi génn see this year pour vote man loolu apprécier naa ko trop te kontaan naa si bu baax a baax.
so yow Serekunda fii nii atmosphere bi naka nga ko gisee at this moment.
waaw gis Gaddafi mos is okay mu ngi peaceful and that but on the highway there si cinéma bi foofu mu ngi busy mu ngi chokop so waaye man fu ma voté moom alhamdulilah fii moom is very peaceful waaw Churchilltown Gaddafi mos Serekunda fii diggante bi la you know so lu ma ñaan rek moo nekk waa Serekunda waa Banjul waa Brikama ñu come together ut benn candidate boo xam ne président bi fii la jógee this greater area boo xam ne fii lay développe parce que président yëpp dañoo développe fu gaa jógee ñun ñu nekk fii nag duñ fi nekk ñii di ñëw di ñu wax lii laa na le loolu dafa doy so next 5 years pare leen nag man damaa génne si nag ñu ut taana koo xam ne greater Banjul area and Brikama la jógee ñu taxaw fii kooku ñëw nekk ñu taana kenn koo xam ne mooy nekk suñ leader koo xam ne dafa développe fii waaw dañ soona si ñu dee jógee fële ñëw dee développe ñoom fu ñu jógee ñun waa fii ñu nekk fii rek te ñun ñoo ëppa Gambia yëpp biggest population is from Serekunda East Serekunda West ñoo nekk di biggest population in whole Gambia so lan moo tax président mënut a jógee foofu noonu you know soo si boolee Banjul boole si Brikama rek jeex na yow vote soo ko amee foofu rek win nga nekk nga président so ñun waa fii we have to dañu war a ubbi suñu boot bu baax a baax xam ne président dafa war a jógee fii it's high time waaw man loolu la ampul wax.
assalamu alaikum balla jubir lal be konton na ndem fode sumarleti munatu na nyanta mfuntita bi ngam fan sulande ka karto fay adum bulata mo folol le kono menne karto fay angalun ka kumma yata baake tin carte fayo nyin ba ndel woteta ngarna ko dol men be kafu nyoma na bojeto ngara karfa mo dantan lema wolle kara decide nyantan kela nyaadi oto longo nimbo moli tombo na bi akumma yata lembe funde nga wo moli tombo katuna balwoni na ko bebe dende wolle la tamandir nyala wole mfundinde bi pour kata biro fay
barka ba kete be mu yamarle di la fondinkel la minu yalno koy findita sainte de wala fondinkel minu yalno koy man pari kata a carte fay la andon carte be bulo kon wala fanga dol bi jel minu yalno koy man sonna kata non nyi voters card nyen tumala mina IEC be voters card be mu yamarle soto card
embe yamaro men di la fondinkel la ndel men bebe te bande jang ni tam da sanjital lu la butung ab ko yela ko woli kele ndel men bebe fundi kantem bi mbita wote lambe tel la kuoto sama oto nyanta fundi la yeda dundi banko da to banko da kada do kuno fondinke oli koma ye banko dunia dawo daje fondinke je di folo futa fondinke la di folo fundi oto mo manyan na sila dorom liko jang ranglo wartan tete lo la rangoto bani mal lo rangoto ni ku rante sita lo leptane rangoto adum bi ka jan lo jang rangoto wala fisayata yeta alko loptano rangoto ba jang rang kalo layno to jang kiula wala ka loptan ko sono ande wala ka ko be sono ande woto fondinkol men yalon ko karto bitu men ma soto bitu woli ken bitu woli kadiyamo woli adan do yata bawo itel ma soto ka bang ba men ya soto alaka la yali fundi aliyata ye duniya dawdaje tubabo la development abu kabu santo ka jolong molle ka do koki hadama di wolle ka do koki adu do kula la bu ka fo fondinke woli koma oto fondinke wol men yalla be sirin so kono kato be bula al fundi aliyata kato fay aliyata adi mola atel jikta menna men sa Allah sama ni baki way manke solution di de nim men sita jam baki be ndebe Europe kabin be siyo be sanjitan nin konon to be Europe bangaje ko baki wete solution di nim men be sirin jam ko ndebe jikim baki we le tay da dundi le la banko la defol ko to ibe fan naka kanne adu ngalo ne ko corona nyanta kam moli kunindi sainde corona birin corona nata tubabo le kungule mira mam moko te kungo mira ni tata bido kuta je fente je oto janni be sile ko ita kata bala silole la yeta fas nyamo kono si yeda dundi la bankol di fol fu kuoto ganna banko di fol janne be folota janne be labanna
mama to the babkar jeng gena sina ma ñew vote tay because tela noy tana kuno jité for 5 years te tay su passé do mëna tanat ken lo mota ma ñew vote
te yow voting process bi nanga ko gisee depuis IEC start door di joxe loo xam ne moo nekk voters card campagne bi nomination bi ba ñu digmal si tey moo xam ne bés bi ni yàgg nañ ko di xaar yow tey sa kontante naka la mel fu mu nekk nii.
although so far IEC def nañ seen liggéey lu gaay war a def although xam nga kenn pafegun waaye neen try nu xam ne dëkk bi mun seen loxo na gaay try lu nooy doxal nu doxal ko si digga bun ragal bun feebo ken na gaay def lu gaay gis te yàlla mu ngay gis gaay no xam ne dëkk bi si gaay la des Gambien yi nag ne génn si nu vote ku gaay bëgg a vote yow ku nekk da ngay xool ko bëgg a votal ñoom yëpp at the end of the day benn aim la gaay am pour yóbbu dëkk bi si kanam waaye yow da ngay xool koo xam ne kii moo gënal te kii laa bëgg a vote nga génn nga vote ko si jaama nga dem.
léegi yow ban façon advice nga amal ñooy doon ndaw ñoo xam ne bu IEC doon joxoon voters card génn si wuñ pour jël voters card ak ñoo xam ne ñu ngi am voters card waaye fu mu nekk nii ñu ngi design na duñ vote yow ban façon advice nga am pour jox gaay.
waaw comme lu ma doon wax Aliya woon rek vote bi once la after tey doo mun a votaat ba after 5 years soo génn si wut nga vote keneen daf lay decidal te candidate yu taxaw ñoom yëpp one aim la gaay am pour yóbbu dëkk bi si kanam. youth si neen déglu gaay neen follow gaay nu xool kam moo leen gënal ak kan la gaay am yaakaar ne digga suñ la votalee di nga mën a yóbbu suñ dëkk bi si kanam nu génn si nu votal ko moo gën gaay toog votun nu war a toogaat next minute toog si campagne di complain ne kii baawut because soo génnu nga vote yaa ngi jox keneen chance mu votal koo bugut so ma ngi oo ñëpp nu ñëw vote daal.
boo gisee ma génn pour sànni karta because dafa nekk loo xamante ne war na bépp doomi réew pour nga génne wane tànn koo xamante ko nga bëgg pour mu jiital si juróomi at yu ñëw waaw gëm-gëm boobu laa am génn na sànni na koo xamante ne kooku laa yaakaar ne incha allah dina moo mën a xam nga doxal si lu nga xamante loolu laa bëgg a daal.
yow tey sa kontante fu mu nekk nii cause Gambian ci gën ñoo saani karta depuis 2016 lañ gëj a saani presidential election lañ gëj a def saani karta te ren at bi nekk na at boo xam ne nit yi yàggoon nañ ko di xaar tey nag moo nekk bés bi yow tey sa taxawaay fu mu toll ak sa kontante fan la toll fu mu nekk nii.
alhamdulilah xanaa sant yàlla rek fekkee nañ ko 2016 fekkee ko 2021 loolu sant yàlla bu baax because am na ñu bari ñoo xamante ne bëggoon nañ ko fekkee yàlla dogalu ñu fekkee ko kon ñu nga xam ne fekkee nañ ko xanaa di ñaan rek yàlla ñu yokk yàlla na yàlla def mbir mi ñu dugg si jàmm bismillah génn si alhamdulilah bi alamin kontaan bu rëy la nag fekkee ko si jàmm vote ko si jàmm te ñu ngi ñaan ñu xam nga am naka la résolve bu xamante ne bu correct bu nga xamante ñëpp dañoo dal xam nga waaw daal kontaan na trop daal.
yow ban façon advice nga jox ndaw yi ñoo xam ne pare wu ñoo génn si pour ñu saani karta ren ji.
waaw advice mu am pour wax ndaw yi daal mooy government spend xaalis bu bari si affaire voters card bii nii soo den su fekkee ne dem nga ba am sa voters card li la war mooy nga ñëw joxe sa card waaw man daal loolu am advice yi ñu génn massively ku nekk yaa xam foo bëgg nga génn vote xam nga bi ko sarreet la te sa xam nga chance la te xamul dañ ko fekkee lu beneen at bu ñëwaat so it's better nga génnee ko xam nga ñëw vote nga decide soo decide nag soo si nga mën a am baat si réew mi nga mën a wax waaye soo votul moom definitely da nga war a remain silence rek waaw moo tax man ma génn si ñëw wane suma xam nga sànni suma vote daal.
All right, thank you very much. That was our reporter Ramatulai Jawa there in Serekunda and of course some other places. So that's it for the reports out. As you can see, there are thousands of Gambians who turn out today to cast their vote, and that is something that is very impressive. As I said earlier, we are broadcasting from the Independent Electoral Commission, and we are live here. I am Buba Gajigo. We'll be bringing you every detail that is of course here at the Independent Electoral Commission. As I mentioned earlier, we'll be continuing later, as I said, on this program. Badingol Mbafulale is still now live the Independent Electoral Commission. Dula mialonko bi carte konte be kala janne ñaato demandin donc albe carte li jëlale mialonko be konte la wala IEC be konte la jang andum be result sol be tandila la mialonko walle nyanta kala jang ko nga faale nyamen donc panelo min nyanta join nangalo ñaato demanding ibe join nale ni kacha but then binata la a very short break la bina be murana ni mutana ne donc be ku jamaale analyze la from of course dulalto mialonko carte failal siata wolto anen dula ko tengolto mialonko carte fail kadaje nyamen anen results mialonko Independent Electoral Commission aba dila molla ñimbe be kala ko leti mialonko be dila la ñaato demandi Kerr Fatou di leen wax ne rek ba still now yéen a ngi seetaan Kerr Fatou te ñu ngi Independent Electoral Commission foo xam ne tey lañ nekk di compter carte bi of course amba fii si Independent Electoral Commission bi tey nag dafa mel ni nañ fi nekk bi suba su soobee yàlla waaye xam naa nañ am break tuuti ñëwaat pour ñu wax génne naa wax everything loo xam ne mu ngi xew fii ni right now si kanam tuuti nañ dugg si ñu wan leen everything loo xam ne mu ngi xew fii ni right now kon loolu moo nekk di xew fii ni comme ni ma ko waxee si gannaaw tuuti rek carte bi nag commencé wuñ pour compter ko right now dafa mel ni lu nekk di xew moo nekk IEC ñu ngi def seen préparation waaye suñu paree ñu start of course some announce soobee yàlla nañ leen won everything loo xam ne mu ngi xew musidɓe am minen on mbiya ha joni ko Kerr Fatou gonɗon darde rek minen live Independent Electoral Commission dulare nde gandantuma hande IEC contact carte beddade ɗe comme nono mbirumi on ni rek nono mbirumi on rek si Allah jaaɓi hande min kalana ɗon walla min kolla ɗon kala ko gandantuma kala ko gandantuma yawtat ɗo hande min kolla ɗon si Allah jaaɓi nono mbirumi on ni rek IEC non ɗo hande ɓe mbaɗat announce neɗɗo mo gandantuma o gagnoto hande walla janggo subaka si Allah jaaɓi kono min gonat ɗo ha janggo si Allah jaaɓi pour min kolla on kala ko gandantuma ɗi woni e yawtugol ɗo pour min kalana on foof e yimɓe ɓe gandantuma ɓe ko ɓen mbatta kam ɗo join hande pour min min ja pour min kolla on kala ko woni watgol ɗo Lamin Cham arat ɗo so seeɗa si Allah jaaɓi and of course Essa Ndiaye ne arat ɗo yeeso seeɗa si Allah jaaɓi pour min kolla on kala ko gandantuma ni woni watgol ɗo addi Independent Electoral Commission comme nono mbirimi on ni rek kono min jahata break seeɗa rek min gartana ɗon yeeso seeɗa si Allah jaaɓi. That's it. We are going for a short break. We'll come back to tell you everything on every detail that is happening here at the Independent Electoral Commission. I am your host Buba Gajigo. Bye bye for now.